we've even come a long way. The Nigerian thing when we used to read the Constitution.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, OG
Yeah.
listeners would know that.
Isaac stopped that. Isaac gave up.
Yeah, I gave up on the contract at that point. I think you could tell. You
Isaac
could,
gave up.
you could tell. Calm, breathing. Good. So,
Mm.
in order to, are you with me? Is your trap
Mm.
phone off?
And
It's
trap
not
phone
here.
is not here.
Okay. So, today, we're
Mm.
going to kick off this one
Mm.
with something very important that I have to say. It's an important announcement. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, right? Please, we don't ask you for much. We don't ask you for money. We don't
No,
ask you for.
sorry.
Do we ask for anything? No, we don't.
We ask them to like and
That
subscribe
is
and
all I'm here to say. Please go on
follow.
YouTube and subscribe. I'll tell you why. I was in a meeting recently
Mm-hmm.
with a brand, and
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Oh my God, I love what you guys are doing. I've listened to the podcast." And then I was like, "Yeah, so see what we're doing." They're like, "Wow, this many people listen to you." I'm like, "Yeah, we're audio only before then we started video." I was like, "Oh, let me see your YouTube." And she saw it and she was like, "Huh?" Like, I'm like, "No, it's new and it's growing."
We're using bots.
Yeah, but she was like, like it's less than 1% of our audio that is of our audio listeners, less than 1% that are subscribed. So
Mm.
please, to the thousands of you that hear our lovely voices every week, those of you who tune in every week, you guys are a lot. So thank you for that. But please go on YouTube and just hit subscribe. Road to 30 podcast on YouTube.
Not just subscribe, but maybe if you listen to the episode, you can just be
You can
playing
just
it and just
exactly
leave it
just
there.
leave it. See our faces too.
No, you don't need to even see my face.
Fair. Just
Just
leave it.
play it
Just
and
let it
leave
be
it
playing,
alone.
Abby. And you guys asked for it. You demanded, and we earned it from your demand. So go there, subscribe. And then when you're done, wherever you listen on audio as well, also follow, right? Because those of you following and those of you listening is no longer tallying. A lot more are listening than following. So please follow.
They're still
That would,
testing us out.
yeah, there's still another random statistic. I was looking at our conversions, right? So
Mm.
people who actually find the pod, and from finding the pod to pressing play, it's about
Mm-hmm.
80%. So almost everybody that has pressed play has stayed. It's a
Oh, that's
crazy,
cool.
crazy thing. But the thing is, just follow, right? So this is, if we do say so ourselves, this is a good podcast. So please follow
Is
on
it?
YouTube. I think it's damn good.
It's good. It's
I think
good.
it's damn good. Not even just good. I
It's
think
good.
it's damn good. So please subscribe on YouTube. Follow everywhere you listen. If you have time, go on Instagram as well. Follow Twitter, not so much. I'm indifferent. But Instagram, TikTok, you can follow us there. So that's the thing I wanted to start this episode with.
Mm-hmm.
That said, you guys, round of applause, please. Congratulations, Dolapo.
Congratulations, Isaac.
Hi guys, Isaac here.
Isaac is so dramatic. Jesus Christ.
There's
Dolly
a-
here. Oh.
we have clocked 250 episodes.
That's dope.
Woo! Sorry to the
Wow.
producers here. But yes, we have done it. This is episode 250 of the Road to 30 podcast.
Yeah.
First to do. Dolly said I should put the caveat SME
Yes.
podcast.
It's
That
not
is the
SME
first to do.
podcast.
So this
Please,
is
what
the
does that
first.
mean?
Okay, so this is the first duo or trio podcast in Nigeria to hit 250 episodes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
in Nigeria, that things have actively tried to kill us. We have
Wow.
surpassed. No, is it surpassed or surmounted? What's the one you guys is?
I mean, I don't know where you're going.
Okay.
So maybe when
So
you get there.
COVID, we went through COVID.
Mhm.
We're here. We went through devaluation of the naira. We went through Buhari. We went through a shaky eye neck. We went through my MBA period. We went through everything, and we're still here.
That's true. We've gone. No. Okay.
What?
No, we weren't.
What?
No, we were. Were we?
Hit me.
I was trying to see if we've done 2 elections, but I don't know if we were active during the first election.
Okay, no, we came on after the 2019 one,
Yes.
but we saw the 2023 one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember,
yeah.
it was because of the way 2019 went that we were doing the We've even come a long way. The Nigerian thing when we used to read the Constitution.
Oh right, okay, yeah,
Yeah, OG
yeah.
listeners would know that.
Isaac stopped that. Isaac gave up.
Yeah, I gave up on the contract at that point. Like, I think you could tell. You
Isaac
could
gave up.
you could tell. So yes, sorry, can you help us with our cake so you can show on camera?
Oh, okay.
This is another reason why you should be on YouTube to see this one, guys. So we have a cake here.
Wish
I wonder
you.
who got the cake.
I wonder too.
I wonder who got the cake.
Hmm.
But many thanks.
Still not many thanks. Isaac got us the cake. Oh. Many thanks to Isaac. Oh.
Yes.
Still not many thanks.
Okay. Is it showing? Is that in the shot? Oh, fantastic. So on our cake,
Let's not follow
let's
because
not
that would be
follow.
another story.
No, to make it for it's make for so the cake says
Mm.
congrats on 250 first to do. So wherever you're listening, thank you guys for
Thank you
always tuning
guys.
in. We really
Yes.
appreciate it. This is a huge milestone for
For all of
something, yeah,
us.
for all of us, right? Something that started from our bedrooms, literally,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and now we're here. So
Mhm.
literally started from the bottom, kind of was third floor, sha, but
I don't know about you. My bedroom is not the bottom,
but yeah,
Isaac.
that's what I just said. Like mine is on second floor also, but we move. Yeah,
But
so
yes, that's
thank
true.
you.
Amazing. Thank you guys
Thank
so much for all your support over the years. We've really, really come a long way. I remember our very first episode.
you.
Gosh. I still remember like all those things. I remember like the how we started hitting like milestones and things like that.
Yes,
At first it was just like people that we knew
I'm telling you,
that were listening in.
friends and family that caused
Yes.
fight.
Ah, well, and then now we've gotten through to like a lot of people,
Yeah,
and yeah, it is something to be grateful for. So very, very,
yeah.
very grateful. God is good. Thank God, and thank all of you,
Thank all
and
of you,
thank my
man.
co-hosts as well.
Thank my co-host. Yeah, give me a handshake now on camera. You know how the president does it.
Eh, why are they holding the button?
I
Like
don't
they're
know,
trying to secure the hand.
just to
They are
secure to support.
securing the hand, securing your support.
Yes, yes. So I mean, I do feel good. We're going to talk a bit more about like the whole thing, the journey, and all that stuff in
Okay,
a
okay,
sec.
okay.
But I want to tell you a rather somber story. Not somber. It's not actually that bad. I'm just very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
So this week I had this ear problem, right, that required me seeing the pharmacist, right? So
Mm,
I go to the pharmacy and they're like, "Oh, sir, we're going to have to take your vitals, and then you're going to have to do a consultation," right?
mhm.
And I was like, "Okay, cool, no problem." So I sat down and she takes my vitals, takes my
What are the vitals?
blood pressure and temperature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
So
vitals.
yeah, that's what they call vitals. So this is where the story takes an interesting twist.
Mm.
She takes my blood pressure, she like puts the thing, then she goes and comes back. When she comes back, she's like, "Yo, are you okay?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Your blood pressure is extremely high."
Really?
That was my reaction. I looked at her
Mm.
with like a straight face, like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" She's
Mm.
like, "Sir, okay, you know what? How old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 29." She's like, "You know what? Take 2 minutes."
You're
We're go-
29.
Sister said, "Take 2 minutes. We'll do this again." Right?
Mm.
Maybe, you were driving or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." I took 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We do it again. She's like, "Bro, calm down." So for context, it was 136/96.
I don't really know
Yeah,
what the
like
numbers
I
mean,
was
but
reading
okay.
about it. Apparently, good range I think is meant to be 80 to 90 or something like that. Because
Mm.
she was like 96 is a bit too much for your age. It was quite like
80 to what?
120, I think.
Something at 120.
So
Okay.
basically, Sha, from what she said, 130/96 was too high, right? So I said, okay, no problem. Then we did another one. It was 88. She was like, "You really need to relax." So I waited another like 5 minutes. Then we did another one. Then it got down to 80.
Was it that you were like nervous or
I
something?
don't know, but basically, the doctor then, like when I started the conversation with the doctor, the first thing the doctor said was, "Sir, you really need to calm down. Your blood pressure is too high." And I'm like, "You guys are now giving me blood pressure stuff by telling me this." And she's
Yeah,
like,
but if it was coming down, then
"Yeah, I
is it not
know, I
just like
know.
maybe the rush
That's
of the
what I
day,
thought."
things like
But
that?
for the doctor to say, I think because they did it 3 times and the first two were high. That's
Mm.
why. So she said, "You really need to calm down." And I was
Mm.
like, "Now you're giving me stress by telling me this." She's like, "No, no, no, I'm serious." Then she was like, "Oh, you need to reduce your salt intake."
Oh, do you take a lot of
I
salt?
don't know because she was like, "Do you exercise a lot?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, then maybe it might be a salt thing, or
Maybe
have
my
you
own
been?"
blood pressure is high.
So she
all the
said,
salts.
guys, she said, have you been thinking a lot of late? And I was like, bro, in this Nigeria, of course we all have. And she's like, as funny as that is, I'm being serious. Because that's
Mm,
another thing I've realized. Whenever I'm with like serious people, like my therapist had to tell me this, like stop deflecting with jokes. Life is not
mm.
funny, be serious. So yeah, they told me to calm down. Then now they've put me on this thing where I have to check my blood pressure every 2 days. Bro, I'm 29. I'm too young for that.
No, apparently not though. A lot of young people
Yeah,
are getting their blood
that's what
pressure
she
high.
was
Let me
saying.
tell you, I play one game on my phone called Beats Life. I
Okay.
feel like I'm obsessed with that game a bit. It's like so you create a character.
Yeah.
So the way it looks, right, is it's very it's not like a game. It's a game.
It's like Sims.
No, so you're not like really, really like seeing anything. It's more so like I don't know how to explain it. So that's why I want to open it so that I
Okay.
can show you so you can understand what I'm
Was that
talking
just a
about.
sperm that just ran across?
Yes.
What's what
Yes.
is
So
that?
this is how it is, right?
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
see that it's just like
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. You're just reading okay.
Yeah, you're not like reading it, but you're like making changes. So career, you see that
Okay,
it
yeah,
has
yeah,
like
yeah.
school here, assets, all the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
you've
yeah.
gathered, relationships. So your wife, your children,
Okay, okay, okay. Makes
you
sense. Like you're building a
understand.
family type thing.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
creating like a character, activities,
Okay.
things like that. So you'd be adding, and then maybe if your child enters school, it will tell you. If your wife has
Yeah.
retired, it will tell those type of things. All your money, see, I have this. My character is very rich. You
Clearly,
see,
Patrick
yeah,
Russell.
you understand. Now by marriage, you married the right person anyway.
He married into money.
Anyway, so this the reason why I brought it up is
Yeah.
because so there are some times that I've had like characters who are young
Mm-hmm.
who they will say, "Oh, you have high blood pressure, maybe due
Yeah.
to doing too much work
Yeah.
or maybe for whatever other reasons, but usually too much work." And
Yeah.
a lot of times I might not really not pay attention to it because the way it says it is like this. So if let's say you are feeling sick, a pop-up will come up to say you've been having
Okay. Okay.
what do you want to do? Do you want to pray
Yeah.
about it? Do you want to go to the doctor? Do
Yeah.
you want to drink a smoothie? Do you want to go online? That kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why, but usually when it says the blood pressure thing, doesn't bring up the options of that.
Okay.
And then I'll keep on playing, and then 2 years later, the person has died. And I'm like,
You
oh,
should have told me to
okay.
do
I
something.
did. Point is, and what it made me like realize
Yeah.
is that like the blood pressure thing is a very serious thing. A
Yeah,
person can
apparently.
have like cardiac arrest
Apparently,
very,
yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
It's like what is it's like a silent killer in a sense. You might not be
Apparently.
paying attention to it enough to go to,
Mm-hmm.
to the
Yeah.
hospital or to reduce your workload,
Mm-hmm.
you
Or your
know,
salt intake. I
or
think
your
that one was
salt
quite
intake or things
important.
like that. The next thing you know.
Yeah, and then she said like it's also hereditary, so you have to be very careful because people don't know
Mm,
that side.
I
People
didn't know
just
it was
say, and it was
hereditary.
my granddad or something, and then I'm young.
Why is it hereditary?
Sincerely, I don't know.
You
I
see,
looked into that on Google.
yeah, I know like
Yeah.
arthritis and like maybe Parkinson's and maybe like even cancer sometimes can
Yeah.
be. But high blood pressure is interesting, and that tells me that anxiety passes down.
Yeah, that one does pass down.
It's
That
true.
one, I'm not even surprised about it.
It's true. It passes
For the
down.
first time in my life, it was this year that I finally understood what anxiety was.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like I've never in my life experienced that thing until this year. And one day, it almost felt like I was crippled. And
So
I'm
you
like,
can understand what
what
I
in
go
the
through
hell?
like a lot of the time.
Yeah, this is part of why I jumped straight into therapy because I'm like, I didn't need that. Like that one time was
Mm.
like payback for all my years of not having it. So I was like, nah, I can't deal with that, man.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. I've had one anxiety attack in my life, and that's like that one is enough. That one is enough, man. But yeah, that's something
Mm.
that I wanted to just say. So you guys should go and subscribe on YouTube so that my blood pressure can go down. I
That will help
appreciate.
your blood pressure go down.
No, not really, but I appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to say something. Let me read something to you guys that I saw. I was tagged in this on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. I know you guys would say that, oh my God, Isaac, that they paying you? You talk about this all the time.
Mm.
Anyway, OnlyFans creator Corina Koff
You
announces
really do talk about
retirement
OnlyFans all the
after
time.
making $67 million in 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just where I'm going with that.
Okay. So what's
Yeah,
the
her
moral of the
current
story?
the moral of the story is I don't know what the moral of the story is. It's just like 67 million in 3 years is a lot. It's more than most footballers. It's more than the entire NFL. I mean, you see, okay, so She made only 33 videos apparently, guys, which is a lot. No, it's not a lot. It's only like you're averaging one video I don't know, like it's less than 1 day a week, Sha. But my point is, Sha, that she cashed out after 3 years. So I just thought to let you guys know that.
But the thing is, OnlyFans creators, they're not. It's not a lot of people that are making that kind of
No,
money,
I'm not
though.
talking about that. It's the same way we all look and say, "Oh my God, Dangote." Not everybody's making that kind of
Yeah, it's
money.
not a lot. It's not a lot
Yeah,
of.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
not a
not
lot
here
of.
for that. I'm just
Oh,
pointing
okay.
out the few people that are making money.
Why are you
That's all I'm
telling
here.
us? Okay, why are you telling
I'm
us?
saying this because if
Mm-hmm.
you're a Nigerian
Mm,
and you're into this thing and you're looking for how to manage the bulk money that you're making, I
mm.
can help you with
Oh,
it.
okay.
That is why
So
I'm saying
that's what
it.
the direction
That's
of
my direction.
OnlyFans.
And you know the mistake I made? I should have joined OnlyFans early, saying this, not actually being like, because you know that thing about go where you do what you want and then you find like-minded people along the way. If I had
Mm,
joined and I've just been shouting for all of you creatives here, let me help you with this. By now, for don't blow, for don't they drive that J wagon.
maybe,
Facts, bomb.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to her
I
and all
know, right?
her many. What kind of content was she doing?
No idea. I don't do that. I don't
Do
watch
you know
that
what
kind
kind
of
of
stuff.
content she was doing?
I mean, it won't pass the normal. Yeah, might be fit. Also, I don't know if you saw this on the news. Or
What?
your states and the Ibadan states has passed is a motion that has passed second reading in the House. They want to divide Oyo State into Ibadan and Oyo State separate. So the capital of Oyo would now be Oyo town.
Really?
Yeah, it has. I don't know if it's just propaganda to distract us. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know why. Because I also looked into Nigerian states by size. Oyo is like number 14. It's not even the biggest, so it's not a size thing. If you want to go from states that are too big, you start with Niger states. That is like times three of
Yeah, but
Oyo.
Ibadan is not even a big enough. Ibadan on its own
Yeah.
is not that big.
My sister, I don't know. I just saw that. Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
didn't know that this was a thing.
Me too.
Or your people, you guys want to split?
I don't know. My
Why
people,
now?
that's where my mom is from. And I don't think she's
Yeah.
quite bothered about any of that stuff.
Yeah,
But
but I wonder
it's,
why. I wonder
yeah, me
what
too.
the agenda
Me too.
is.
That's the thing.
Even if it's propaganda, I wonder like what
Why? Like,
the
what are they distracting us? Like, why? Like,
what is the
again, like I
purpose?
said, if it's size,
Have they
it's
been
not the.
fighting? I don't
I
understand.
don't
Have they
know.
been arguing with each other or
I don't
something?
know. I think there's a question for TMT. It's from Oyo State.
Shout out
Shout
TMC.
out TMT. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to say. I finished the Alien series that I was watching, all the Alien
Okay.
movies. I would 100% recommend. I think you guys should watch it. I think if you are into movies, it's fantastic. Then I want to read something before I say my AP. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Toolkit for critical thinking. All right, here's a helpful toolkit for critical thinking in the form of 10 do's and don'ts. Today, we're only going to do the don'ts, guys. So, first, don't leap to hasty conclusions. If an issue is important and can't be resolved using the resources at your fingertips, pause and seek cognitive reinforcement. Do you agree?
If the what is what, pause and
If
seek.
if the if an issue is important and can't be resolved using the resources at your fingertips,
Mhm.
pause and seek cognitive reinforcement.
So do more research.
Pretty much. That's the
Okay.
first one. The second one, don't be fooled by assuming that what you see is all there is.
Mm,
Take a close interest in gaps in your knowledge and understanding and how to fill
mm,
them.
mm,
So, backstory on this one, I'd been watching a lot of magician tricks
mhm,
on YouTube and the people who like expose it. And it's crazy how your eyes fool you.
mhm,
Like they will play the same thing after they've explained it. And you're like, how did I see that? And it applies to life as well.
mm,
Packaging, as they say, be very careful of it.
mm,
Okay, next one. Don't confuse feelings of familiarity for truth or plausibility. This
mm.
one is for Nigerians.
That's a good one.
Don't confuse feelings of familiarity for truth or
It's not
plausibility.
even just for Nigerians, even in general, human
Mm,
beings tend to do that with ourselves, with our friends, with
true.
our loved ones, with people that we care about. Like
Very
that
true.
familiarity might make you want to. I've done it in the past. It's something that
Mm-hmm.
I've learned from as well. Like, like I had two friends once. I was closer to one than the other. The other, it seemed like like we were friends just because of the first one,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So because the first one did something that wasn't really nice to the
Okay.
other person, and at the time, like, because this is the way my brain was thinking then,
Okay.
because it felt like, oh, I feel like I know this person more.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like I used to hear more from like what the other person was saying. I didn't hear the other person's side. In my mind, I felt like, oh, okay, maybe like what this person is saying,
That's the fact. Yeah.
that
That's
is what
yeah.
it is. And it wasn't like until like maybe months, years later that I was like, oh man, I really like messed up on that one. Cause like,
Mm.
I could have looked at it more objectively,
Facts.
but I assumed
Mm.
that because I know I'm now more familiar with this person,
Yeah.
that this what this person has to be saying
It's true.
has to be truer
Mm-hmm.
than what the
What the other
situation is.
facts. So yeah, don't confuse feelings of familiarity for truth or plausibility. Plenty of
Mm,
common beliefs and popular narratives are inaccurate.
mm,
Check the story behind each claim. Hmm.
mm,
Next
mm,
one. Don't base arguments on unverified facts or unreliable evidence. Again, Nigerians.
mm,
Don't base arguments on unverified facts or unreliable evidence, or let others get away with this. Look for and respect the truth, even if it's inconvenient. So, one thing I always say that we learned during our MBA is don't engage in beer parlor conversations, right? But this one, I really like this particular one because it's like a lot of stories in Nigeria. Omo, you get one guy, and we've run with that one guy for
mm.
years, and nobody knows
Did
who
you hear
that
the
guy
one where
is.
they said that when they say someone told me this, and I was
Yeah.
like, where do you hear that from? And I said, source, trust me, bro.
Another one is sauce. I no go lie, give you. Like, let's be serious. So yeah. And finally, don't assume everything will go to plan. Use techniques like stress testing, pre-mortems, and still men to identify blind spots and build resilience. So those are the five for this week. We'll do the do's next week so that you guys can process the don'ts. So
Mm,
when you're listening to this episode, if you want to sound very, very, like smart and in tune, just say this part to your coworkers. They'll be like,
mm.
word. Then you tell them you heard it here and that they should subscribe on YouTube.
Abby?
Yeah. And finally, my AP. Staying in motion is important. If you lose motivation, the most important thing is showing up. Agree or
Mm-hmm.
disagree?
Stay in motion.
Staying in motion is very important. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
lose motivation, always show up.
I agree.
Facts. Love that. Love that.
I agree.
Yeah. So, do you want to read letters or do you want to
Well, I should
get?
get. I still
Okay,
have
go
my
on.
Game of Thrones to continue, you
Okay.
guys.
Yes. Yes. Tell me.
I mean, this is like the last bit for now, I think, because I
Okay.
don't think I'll be reading like from there
Is this
for a
after they
while.
had killed?
So now Absalom is dead.
Yeah,
David's son,
the fine boy
Absalom.
that
Yes,
they
the
hung
fine
on there.
boy.
Yeah.
They didn't hang him. He got caught up on the tree,
Yeah,
and
but
then
then they
they.
stabbed him, which is quite.
It's terrible.
Is that not what they
So,
did to Brutus? Sorry, to Caesar.
oh my god, I don't know. Did you see
I saw
the
it. Yeah, I
documentary?
saw it. It thou Brutus.
Oh my god,
You
that
know,
scene. I mean, I have heard it many
yeah,
times,
but seeing
but
it,
seeing the way they portrayed it, I was like, oh my god, you guys, there's a documentary film-ish
yeah,
type of thing. It's like the Cleopatra one. It's on
facts.
Netflix.
It's quite good.
It's called Roman Empire. I think it's an anthology they have there.
Yeah.
I think it's the second season that is about Julius Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
Julio.
everything is really really good, but
Julio Caesar.
that second season made me understand why Caesar is revered in the way that he is. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the man was
I mean, yeah,
smart, he was intelligent,
was a fine boy too, sure.
he was, but even more than that, the guy
Yeah, his
was
brain was,
very calculated,
yeah.
very calculated. But I don't know how he missed, but that's what
That's
tends to happen a
he
lot
didn't
of
listen to the
times.
don'ts. That's how they
So
got him.
no, even if you don't listen to the don't, sometimes it just.
Life will just happen
I think
around.
I think the problem is that he underestimated how much people hated him.
Facts.
Like you can't be doing all these things
Mm-hmm.
like with people, Like not with people. I mean, he wasn't to me. I understood what he was doing,
Yeah.
but you can't take up like a dictatorship in a sense
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
and expect that the people who
We'll
are
just
losing that power are
we'll
not
just
going to like
yeah,
turn on you. And not the people, of course. It was like the
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 elite.
the
But you
elites
know who did not underestimate how much people don't like him?
who
Our current president. He knew you guys didn't like him and he wangled his way around and he bought everybody that could be sorry, allegedly.
allegedly, oh, I
Yeah.
beg you.
But
Anyway, so
yeah,
but yeah, like he underestimated it, and I think that was
yeah,
the I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm going to be president, Abby.
allegedly, yes.
I will just keep on saying this so that when it does happen, it will
I
be like I said it.
I don't know how I'll live in Nigeria with you as president. I
I feel
can't
like a
lie.
lot of people will not like me because
I think I might, as much as I might, like I said last week, as much as I might like support you financially, publicly, I don't think I'll stand with a lot of things you
that's
would.
what you said.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people like me because I feel like I'll make a lot of changes by God's grace. But a lot
that's
of
why
people
I
will
don't.
not like
You see
me.
that last part, that by God's grace, that's why I won't support you openly, like your
That's fine.
policies.
That's fine. But I think a lot of people will not like me because I'll do a lot of like I feel like I'll make a lot of like good changes that is going to be
Everybody
hard to
says that.
adapt to. The thing is, people have we've lived in a lawless country for so long
Yeah,
that when laws and rules do come,
of
people
course,
are not
it's
going to like it.
yeah. You know what just flashed through my mind?
Where
Will I be part of the Brutus for you?
I mean,
I don't know if I'll be like I might not hold the knife.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I won't kill.
I
Like,
don't
hopefully, you
know.
won't be president and die. But should, in case
Yeah, I
maybe
don't know.
perhaps you were
I won't
ousted,
die.
no, you won't
I won't
die.
be ousted. I don't know if I'll be ousted either. But I know that I'll do some really good things that at first people will not see until
Hmm.
years later. So that's why I'm trying to get used to like not being liked
I'm really
because
thinking about if I'll be part of the people that will oust you.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see.
We'll see
Now, I do want you to be president to see that.
to see if you
Yeah,
will do
if I'll
that.
genuinely be like one of those that would, not a cool plotter, but like, maybe I might pay the Senate president to be like, maybe we should veto this woman. The one she has done is enough. That type of, and then I'll come out public and be, oh my God, why is the Senate doing that?
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So you will be thinking
Anyway,
about that is mad. But yeah.
Anyway, back to my story. So, Absalom is dead now, and of course, like I said, when David heard about it, he was like devastated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that's why I kind of like stopped last week. So now, following on, of course, David is devastated. This was someone that his son was trying to oust him. It was a coup, pretty much, but
Yeah.
still, that was his son. And
Yeah.
like he didn't want him to die. And so he was in mourning, deep mourning, to the point where when people realized, at first people were happy. Oh yeah, David has defeated not people, but his
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
David has defeated him. But to the fact that he was so devastated, it almost turned the whole thing into like a thing of mourning, right?
Yeah.
So people were sad and depressed and things like that. And then Joab came, who was the one who killed Absalom.
Yeah.
Remember, but David's
In my
commander
head,
in
in my
chief.
head, I
Yeah,
pictured Joab as a bald, angry man. But continue.
yeah, very
Like
angry, very
bald,
bloodthirsty too.
those bald men that look angry. Yeah, you know exactly what I
I
mean.
know what
Everybody
you
has that
mean.
image in their head.
When
Yeah.
you watched Caesar, remember who was playing who was the person that was opposing him? I can't remember. The one that he married the one that married Caesar's daughter.
I know who you're
Oh
talking
my
about.
god.
I know who you're
Oh
talking
my
about.
god.
Yes, I know who you're
I'm
talking about.
sorry. I need to who married Caesar? Let me just Google who married
Um
Caesar's daughter.
Also, that was a power move, by the way.
A huge power move. Pompey.
Yes, yes, that's one.
Yes. Yes. The way they portray Pompey, I think that's
Exactly.
what you're seeing
That's
of me.
exactly what I'm seeing in my head. Yes.
So Joab Joab now is upset that David is mourning. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, he goes to him, he's like, how dare you, pretty much. Like, you're clearly showing that you love those who hate you and hate those who love you.
Understandably.
You are just was sha coming for him, coming for him, coming for him, saying that like if he does not get up and come out of this space that he's in, that
Mm-hmm.
he's going to make sure that none of the soldiers, I guess, stand with him. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I guess in a sense, David listens,
Okay.
but I don't think it's so much so because of Joab himself, because what Joab did was horrible.
Oh, definitely.
But I think it was more so because I think David did consider the fact that the people, the other soldiers did go to war for
Yeah, for
him.
him.
And it's true, maybe I should appreciate what they did. So I think that was what really just,
Makes sense.
motivated
Yeah.
him in a sense to get. That's my own opinion.
Okay.
Not to say that,
All right,
So
Doctor Dolly Lazarus.
yes, Dolly Lazarus. Anyway, so
Eh,
afterwards, now it's time to, I guess, take back the throne,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Show that you are now in control,
Mm-hmm.
you're back. So he kind of like, goes back to Israel. At first, the people of Judah, because remember they were like 12 tribes, two were joined together.
Mm-hmm.
But the 10, so there were 10, and then there's Judah,
That was made
right?
up of two.
There is something that I'm always missing when it comes to the way
Yeah,
they,
but don't
but
worry. Go
anyway.
on. Yeah.
And then but Judah was the one that kind of like embraced David first.
Okay.
So they embraced him back first, because remember, before he became the king of the whole country,
Yeah.
he was first king of Judah first
Yeah.
for about 7 years. Then when he became the king of Israel, he became like, so they embraced him first when he came back. And now all the people who were, because when he was running away, there was this man called I can't remember his name right now. He was cursing him out, cursing him out. David just left him. He didn't even have his
Yeah.
time
But you
there.
could have killed him, have you?
Yeah, he could
Okay.
have, but he left him for now.
Yeah.
So all of them were, they were all coming back. Mephibosheth, who was Jonathan's son,
Yeah.
David had showed him favor after, like, when he became king, because he remembered Jonathan and he said, I want to do something good for the house of, for Jonathan, because of, like, how he
Wasn't
was to
Jonathan the one they
me.
said David was sleeping with allegedly?
They didn't say he was sleeping with him,
But they
but
said
people
like
have always
brotherly
had
love. Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
weird thing, which is very stupid to
I mean,
me,
it's
because
possible they could have been.
I don't think it's possible. I think that they were good friends,
Yeah,
and
I know they were. No,
and
me,
I
I you
always,
know I stand for male
yeah, I think that
friendships.
they were good
I just think it's
friends.
funny to say they were fucking.
I no, it's really not, because
It
again it
is.
undermines male
It is.
frientships.
No,
Isaac,
I just
but I
said
think they
I
were like
stand
really,
for
really.
male
If you watch
friendships, but it's
Community, I
still
feel like
funny.
you don't watch Community. Watch
No.
Rick and Morty, yeah.
Yeah.
So the creator of Community is the creator of Rick
Oh,
and
okay.
Morty. So
Okay.
there are a lot of like similarities.
Okay.
But if you watch Community, there are two characters, Troy and Abed.
Yeah.
I
No, I
feel
mean, I
like
get. I
that kind
get
of
it.
like was, so
I get
yeah.
it.
So he had called him, and Mephibosheth was lame actually, because
Okay.
when Saul had died and they were trying to run away,
Horse
and they're
fell on
trying
his
to run
leg.
away, I think the nanny grabbed him, and then somehow he fell or something silly,
Oh,
so
okay.
he
Okay.
had
Okay.
lost control of his legs. But David had invited him back, giving him everything of his father's. The person that was watching over him at that point was a servant called Ziba. So
So they gave him
Ziba,
an Old Testament wheelchair.
well, I guess so. And I gave him like everything. He gave him all the belongings of Saul,
Yeah.
everything. And David had told him that you're always going to sit on my table. So when this whole thing happened with Absalom, Ziba came with David. And when David is like, where is
My son.
Mephibosheth?
Yeah.
Right? Ziba said that Mephibosheth was saying that, oh, that this is not the opportunity for him to take back,
Okay.
like his
But that wasn't
grandfather's.
true.
That's what he said. I believed it. I was like,
Okay.
dang, like that's crazy. Like, after
It
everything,
just sounded like a gungun, by the way.
See, is it that would sound like everything? God forbid. Anyway,
That's crazy,
so
baby.
that's it. So I was like, but then when David came back, Mephibosheth came to meet him, and David was like, why didn't you come with me? And
Hmm.
Mephibosheth was saying that Ziba so apparently, I guess Ziba was the in between to say,
Okay.
oh,
This is
like
what he
maybe he
said.
was,
Yeah.
yes, but David was like, okay, fine, I guess you can, because when he did that, when he thought Mephibosheth did that, he
Yeah.
had said that Ziba would take everything that he had given to Mephibosheth. But now David was like, okay, both of you should just share it. Like,
Yeah.
but
Sort yourselves
Mephibosheth was
out.
like, nah, I'm fine. Like, to me, yeah, you're alive, and that's what's important. So that was that. So now time has passed. David has been back on his throne, all of that. Now David gets really old. Um, he,
He's no longer dancing.
I mean, he was old at this point.
Was it damn
He
shame?
was old. He was kind of weak. He was also like, they said, so the Bible says that he was cold and sick, and nothing could keep him warm. So what they did was they got a young woman called Abishag, right? she was going to be
Or his nanny,
his
his carer,
his carer, kind of. So her job,
was to
her
take care of
job
him,
was to keep him warm. That was her job.
to keep him warm.
Yeah, so like the Bible makes it clear that they did not do anything. There wasn't any sexual thing.
Or
It
just to
was
keep him
really
warm.
just maybe like just to hug
So
him
you see, there were
and keep
professional
him warm.
cuddlers a long time
Professional
ago.
cod. That was
That's
her
also a
job.
lucrative thing, by the way.
I guess
I
so.
saw that a couple years ago on the internet. These
Mm,
people who pay, they get paid to cuddle.
yeah.
It's quite
Body
lucrative.
body warmth is
It
so
is.
yeah, so that was her job. Her job was just to, I guess, hold him, keep him warm, things
Yeah.
like that. That was it. So um now of course David is getting older, his time is coming to an end. Adonijah. Now I had to research this. I was actually checking it before because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. So the Bible mentions David's sons, and I was trying to see the order. So the first one was Ammon. That was the one that the
Yeah.
rapist, the one
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Absalom killed. Then Absalom was next. No,
No.
actually Absalom wasn't next. The second was someone called Daniel.
Okay.
And I was like, I've not heard of Daniel again. And when I was trying to like check online, because the Bible doesn't say anything about this Daniel, uh, it was saying that it's possible that he died before David did.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Okay. Okay.
possible. But then after Daniel is Absalom. Absalom was killed. Then the next one is Adonijah, who was also said to have been handsome,
Yeah.
right? And Adonijah saw the opportunity
Okay.
to grab the throne. Like,
Okay.
okay, this man is sick. Like, it's time. Let me. So, what does he do? He gets. Oh, sorry. Before I get to this, when David came back, right after there was, like I said, Joab was very bloodthirsty, and not just Joab. Joab had like two brothers, both of them bloodthirsty,
So it's
right? They
family
were
of
just family of just killers. Like that's
makes
what they
sense.
were.
Yeah.
And so I think David had tried to remove Joab as his commander of his army. He
Okay.
put somebody else called Amasa. What did Joab do? He
They
killed
killed the
him,
person.
of course.
I'd
Like,
have
like that's what he do.
yeah.
Joab just they kill. That's just his thing.
Fair.
So now back to there's a reason I mentioned that. So now back to it. So Adonijah sees the opportunity to take his throne, and Joab
Mm-hmm.
gets on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would, and at first I used to give Joab like the benefit of the doubt in the sense that okay, even though he's bloodthirsty, I mean, I hate that aspect, but I was like, okay, maybe it's out of fierce loyalty,
Yeah,
right?
possibly actually.
But then here he
And
comes
he now wants the throne.
taking no, he doesn't want the
Oh.
throne, but he's supporting Adonijah, who is trying to take his father's throne.
Okay, pause. Okay, you don't watch Vikings. In
Mm,
Vikings Valhalla,
mm,
when they went to the last season, they were in the Varangian Empire. There was
mm,
this guy, the head of the military, basically. He had that kind of vibe also. He was the one who ended up killing I think it was what's his name? The king of Constantinople at the time, Shah. He
mm,
ended up killing him because he wanted to be king.
mm.
But then obviously
Constantinople.
yeah, the king of Constantinople at the time.
Is Vikings based on real life?
Yeah.
Repeat what you said about them wanting to kill Constantinople. Who wanted to kill him?
No, they were in Constantinople. The
Okay.
king of Constantinople, his head of military, ended up killing him because he wanted to be king. Then he arranged the whole trial against what's his name of Norway, the head of the can't remember his name now, the king of the Vikings leader who was fighting alongside them.
I wonder what time period this is because I watched another. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
I watched another documentary filmish
yeah.
thing on. It's called the Ottoman Empire. This one's on Netflix
Yes,
as well.
yes. This was the same time because it was the Ottoman Empire, the Varangians
Mm-hmm.
were the Vikings that fought alongside them, if I remember clearly.
Mm,
And that was when Leif Erikson, who was the guy
okay.
who discovered Newfoundland, I believe, and
Mm,
Canada and stuff like that. That was when he was the person who he dated this Arabian babe that
mm,
made him start reading and stuff. So he
mm.
invented the bomb. It was like a weapon they used to
Okay, so yeah,
defeat.
I know that. Like, I can't remember what his name is. Oh my god, this guy that was the one that ended up taking Constantinople.
Yes, that was
Um,
what's his
what was
name?
his
He
name?
ended up becoming the king of Norway anyway.
Yeah, so he
Um
he he was he he I remember that he got these big cannons and
yes,
stuff
yes, that was
to
what Leif Erikson had learned from his Arabian babe, because he was the only one who was
Mm.
educated. So he ended up regretting it, because he was like, all his education, he ended up spending it on war. But
Mm.
he now had this midlife crisis and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
But give me a
Did
second,
you
let
watch
me
the
find
Ottoman
him.
Empire?
No, but yeah, not King Harold, Harold's brother, Sha. But yeah, let's go
The
back to
person
the.
the one I'm thinking about that took Constantinople, his name is something else. I can't remember. He was the one that had the fight with Vlad Dracula.
No, not that one.
Okay, not that one, eh?
No, the Ottoman Turks, Sultan Mehmed, I believe.
Yes, it's Mehmed.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking about.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, anyway, so
It can be beautiful history,
listen.
I wish they
So
did this for Yoruba people, but instead they just tell me Shango came from the clouds with fucking chickens, and it's
but
like
that's the story now.
that's fucking irritating to listen to.
It might be irritating, but is that not the
It's
story?
pathetic.
Why do you say it's
Because I
pathetic?
can't trace this kind of shit. If I Google Shango, nobody is telling me, is it Shango? Is that the one?
Is I don't
That
know.
they said he came down with chicken and cock, and the cock was spitting and stepping everywhere, and that's how land was
Okay, I
formed.
don't know this
Do you
story,
know how
but
bullshit? Like as a
I don't know.
kid,
I don't know that
as a
story.
kid,
I don't
it
know that
sounded good.
story.
No, you don't know the story.
I don't know
That
the
he
one about the
came
chicken
down,
and
he came
the.
down with a chicken and I believe eggs or something. So as the stuff was chewing and spitting, it was then stepping everywhere, and that's how they were able to separate water from land. And that's like the
Also,
origin of,
like the creation of the world.
yeah, that kind of bullcrap
I
kind of.
mean, obviously, I don't believe that,
Yeah, no, no, it's just
but
annoying.
I don't know. I can't remember
Yeah,
the
but
anyway.
sorry, we've
All right,
digressed.
so Adonijah is trying to take the throne,
Yeah,
right? And he gets Joab on his side,
okay.
and not just Joab, he gets the priest Abiathar. Now, back in Israel, then of course, God was very, very central to their
Yeah, yeah,
lives. So priests, prophets, they were very important, like people.
yeah. Hmm.
And so the main priest, the high priest, was Abiathar. And so for Abiathar to go on his side as well. It was like all the people that supposedly were supposed to have served David all this time, just kind of like turned on him,
Yeah, it was old
right?
now.
In their own mind, maybe they felt like, he's old or
Yeah, it's
whatever,
old now.
but he might be old. It's still treason
Yeah,
because
I
he's
know.
still alive.
No,
He's
I know,
not
I know,
dead,
I know, but it's
right?
old.
And even if they wanted to, even if they had this idea, is it not to include him in the conversation?
Yeah, it's old.
Anyway, so they all take his side. um they go, he invites the king's officials, but he doesn't invite three people: Nathan, somebody called Shemai, and one other person. Those
Why?
were people
They were
that they
loyal to.
knew
Okay.
that would probably not agree with what they were doing.
This is giving that coup that I think it was Buhari led.
Mm,
There was this guy that years before the coup Buhari led, I believe, there was a coup that this guy reported, but then they ended up arresting him. I can't remember his
mm,
name. So they arrested him, tried him, and all that stuff. Then Buhari eventually like let him go. Then
mm,
the next coup, he found out he didn't report. So they now arrested him this time and they killed him. And just before he died, he was like, obviously, I'm not going to report this one
mm,
because the first one I reported, you people ended up
mm,
trying me. So
mm,
this next
mm,
one is fine. I'll die with my dignity because either way, I would have gone. I
probably
can't remember
died.
who he was, but I've been reading a lot of Nigerian history, all this Maman Vasta and all those kind of, because of what led me there was that message that people were dragging Peter Obi for about, I believe it was Go On. Was it Go On? That yeah. So if you read about Go On, turns out he's everybody's OG.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think he also had an issue with an Igbo woman.
Oh
Why?
yeah, I heard about
And he did
that.
not claim the
And he did not
child.
claim the child for
Yeah,
years and
so
years
but if you
until
read
like the
into
woman even died and
facts,
he
but
hadn't
if
still
you
claimed
read
the
into
child.
all the stuff that happened in that period, my God, Nigeria is a crazy country.
Oh yes, it's
But
a lot of
yes.
built on a lot of blood.
Yeah, nobody has like I was looking at this man who he manages Obasanjo's family office. That's Obasanjo's wealth. What led me there was this week, 9 years ago. How many years ago that Stella Obasanjo died from a failed
Mm.
BBL? Sad.
It was not a
Sorry, no,
BBL, Jesus,
not
Isaac.
no,
Oh my
no.
god.
What happened was it was a cosmetic surgery,
Yeah, but it
and
was
then
not a BBL. This guy,
sorry, sorry,
it was a BBL. Oh my
sorry,
goodness.
sorry. That's inappropriate. That's not
Hey.
what I mean. But like it was shot this week, a couple years ago. that she died, right? So I ended up reading
Bruh.
about it, and
It's
I'm so
crazy.
sorry. Where I'm going, Sha, is like Obasanjo,
Mm,
T.Y. Danjuma, and all of those guys. The amount of money these people have
mm,
from that period that they were military leaders.
mm,
Jesus Christ.
mm.
I think, right? I theorize that they have more money than what Abacha is returning.
You think so?
My sister, I theorize that they do. You know why? There's
Why?
this saying in Nigeria now, who them catch be thief.
I mean,
And
yeah, but
Dolapo,
like,
wait, I'm talking about if you read into family offices going back to 1999.
mm,
My sister,
well, I haven't read
wow.
Isha, so I won't
Like,
say that.
I think I'll send
I
some
won't say
links
that
to
you're
you.
wrong.
Again, because it was the military era, a lot of these things you can't
Went
really
under the
get.
radar.
Yeah, you can't, even the
You can't
information
get
you get now is
information.
not
Yeah.
solid. The one that we're seeing now is the one that died. And that's why we're saying
Mm,
it. But
mm, mm.
yo,
Interesting.
that period of this country was insane.
Yeah.
Oil wells were going.
Mm.
And today you don't even know whose company owns which company that owns
Which
what.
company? I feel you.
And
I
we're
feel
still
you.
in an era where even this guy, first Senate President David Mark, Jesus Christ.
Who is that guy?
It doesn't matter.
Just
He's
I'm just
rich.
wondering. I'm just
Like, and that's what if you keep reading into it, you now go into this guy, the Bauchi state governor. Sorry, not Bauchi Kebi, that they accused of being Abacha's money man. That one was
Mm,
very funny because he had a case that he was meant to be extradited for. He came back and he entered Senate.
mm,
Oh no, he became governor rather. Like this country
mm.
is hilariously like anyway.
Interesting.
Anyway, back to it.
Anyway, yes, so back to it. So they went on his side. He pretty much invited the king's sons,
Mm-hmm.
officials, everybody that he felt like were important enough to solidify his claim.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess when you look at it technically speaking, if Daniel, that's the second son, was indeed gone,
Yeah.
Adonijah did have a strong claim to the throne
Yeah, I mean he's
because
the next child
literally
now.
he is the next
Yeah.
child. However, I think David had said this a while back, that God had said that Solomon was going to be the next king.
Was Solomon David's son? Was
Yes.
last born, Abi?
I don't know if it was the last, I don't think he was the last
But
one, but
he's
he
the one that
was
had
David's
wives.
son. Yes. He's
And
the
he's the one
one
that
that,
was
remember,
that
like we're talking about Bathsheba,
yeah.
how she lost a child, and then when she got pregnant again, it was Solomon she had.
Oh, so he's a bastard. Sorry, not bastard.
He's not a
Like
bastard.
he's
They
a
were married.
product of like they killed
He wasn't a product of an affair,
yeah, at that
but
time they had married.
they had
But
married
he
at this
came
point.
from at least David claimed him. There was no
Yeah,
paternity
yeah,
that
yeah.
time.
No, he was David's son.
Intred, no wonder he had so many wives. I mean,
I mean, it
it's
was a
PTSD. You can't like it's transferred
so
down.
no. So there are a bunch of things with Solomon and that a lot of the marriages he
Yes.
did. Not to say that it wasn't right what he did, but a lot
Yes.
of them were alliances.
I posit that he
Mm.
married all those women so nobody can sleep with his wife without him essentially not knowing.
With his wife.
Yeah, like he married all those like how he came about now, like David and his dads and all that issue.
I mean, hey,
So
who
he now
knows?
did his own because it's like this way I know
If I have
that
1,000,
exactly that 1,000 I'm good. It doesn't matter who you do. Like I think so. I won't say it's far fetched.
I wonder how many children he had. I'm not all the way sure. I actually haven't really looked into that as much. I'm sure the Bible mentions a few.
Yeah, but his story annoys me particularly.
Why?
He asked for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
He asked for wisdom.
Married all
Just
those
wisdom.
women. Oh, just wisdom. Married all those women, did all those things, and came back and wrote about how all of it is vanity, Abi.
I mean, but isn't that the right person to write
yeah,
about
I know,
it?
which is what annoys me because it's like a full circle.
Yeah,
Like
he's the
you
right
can't
person to say
like
that.
yeah. What that's why it annoys me
Yeah.
because it's like if someone was to say, you know, this thing we say like, oh, let a rich man tell me that money is not everything. He is the perfect example of 360. Like, bro, I've been there, done it. It's not worth it, and it's
Yeah.
kind of annoying because he's the only one that had a full circle life.
I mean,
He got everything and was able to see it's not worth it and chilled.
Yeah, but
Not many people.
This is not to say though,
Mhm.
and this is why, like, so again, because we're speaking about like something
You know,
that
it's
we
so
know that
weird.
God was active in, right?
Sorry, it's so
Yeah.
weird. You would listen to this conversation and think that my stance was doesn't matter. Jare.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it wasn't to say that God was pleased with his actions. He didn't want him because what was very important was that it was important that he wasn't marrying so many people. In fact, God didn't want him to be marrying out or
No, let's not
like that,
digress from the original story.
because marrying all these people was bringing in all kinds
No,
of
I know,
like,
I know.
anyway.
It was a
But to also say that Solomon benefited from something, and what he
yeah
benefited from was the relationship that David had with
network.
God. Pretty much
Yeah,
he benefited
was a
so
nepo baby.
much. Pretty much,
Yeah,
yes. And he did start off his kingdom, he
with a
did start
trust
off
fund.
well.
With a trust
No, I
fund.
no, I don't mean with riches. I mean like in terms of like,
No, that's what I'm saying.
he
Everything he
started
had,
off well.
he's the first trust fund baby.
No,
Yes.
no, yes and no. Yes, because yes, in the sense that of course he benefited from David, what David
Yeah.
had, but David was not the one of the like David was not like the richest person.
No, no, it's not
Solomon ended
about
up
that.
being the richest person in the
Yeah.
sense that God did bless him with a lot, because when he asked, I'll come to that part of it. So anyway, let me go back to Adonijah, right? So Adonijah is getting everybody to say solidify his claim and everything. And then Nathan the prophet goes to meet Bathsheba, right? And pretty much tells her, girl, like this thing that is going on is rubbish. This thing that is going on is rubbish.
Okay.
You like pretty much almost let him know that these niggas are gonna kill you
Oh yeah,
guys,
facts.
right? Like this is not how it's supposed to be. Go and meet David and tell him that didn't you say that my son Solomon will be king, right? Didn't you say that? Is that not, blah blah blah. That if you say yes, then this is what's going on. Adonijah is claiming the throne, and he said, "Do this. Go and tell him that I will even come in after you to add to like this to
Yeah.
add to the." So that's what she did. She goes to meet him. She tells him, David is like, David hears her. Then Nathan comes after she's left, says the same thing. And so David now says, okay, so this is what we're going to do. He says, get Solomon, get my mule, my own
Yeah.
horse. He appoints somebody else to be the priest, says that, okay, so you guys go, anoint Solomon. So, of course, him on his own mule is like, so they find that this is who the
This is
king
yeah.
wants,
Yeah.
and go and anoint him as king. So they go, they take him, they anoint him as king. The whole people, everybody sees, and there is a huge shout because after he's anointed, there's a trumpet that is blown. Meanwhile, somewhere across town,
Mm-hmm.
Adonijah is busy having lunch, like feast. Like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm the king now
Mm-hmm.
with all his people, and they hear the shout, like it's so loud.
So they know that
And
their
then
time is
someone
up.
comes and they're like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Ah, well,
Fast forward, did they kill
Solomon has
anybody?
been anointed king." I'm coming to that. Solomon has been anointed king. So now everybody, so just imagine if you're in the room, you've
Yeah.
supported Adonijah, right? And
And
you're in the
now,
room, and now you find out that that Solomon is king. What do you do?
of course, I'll be
All of
like,
them.
whose side am I? I'll be like, just
Which side?
let me go and meet the main guy
They,
that's
they all
been.
just stand up, and just be like, me, I just stay. Everybody doesn't silently go because at this point, you know that if you are caught, you will
Yeah.
be killed. You've pretty much
Isn't that what
been, you know,
Daenerys did? I think when she decided that when she started matching Sha,
mm,
I think people were joining her and she was like,
mm,
if you're not on my
mm,
side, I'll off you with dragons type thing.
pretty much that kind of thing. But so yeah, that's what he did. So now Adonijah, of course, is scared. Like, what's gonna happen to me? So he goes and he grabs a hold of, I think it was the horns or something. I don't know if it was the throne, or I can't remember what exactly it was, but
Mm-hmm.
he grabs it, right? And he says he's not going to come down until Solomon says that he won't kill him. So when Solomon is just like, I mean, he won't kill him if like he promises that he's not going to try like nothing. You understand? I won't kill him. So he promises, and Solomon lets him go. He really
Mm.
like lets him go.
Yeah.
So now Solomon is king. And after this, David is about to die. So David gives Solomon certain instructions.
Okay.
And I want to be specific because some of the questions you asked, right?
Okay.
So this is what happens. Give me a second.
Okay.
So David is about to die. And David gives Solomon certain instructions. This is what he says. He says, blah, blah, blah. He tells him to continue to walk in the way of the Lord,
Yeah.
to keep his commandments, all of those things. If you do that, this is what will happen. You will not lack, because God has said that I will not lack a man on the throne of Israel if you
Yeah.
keep blah, blah, blah. So he tells him that. And then he comes. Now, this is where, David says, moreover, You also know what Joab, the son of Zeruiah, did to me. So that's Joab, how he dealt with the two commanders of the
Yeah,
armies
yeah,
of
yeah.
Israel, how he killed them pretty much. And then he says, act therefore according to your wisdom, but do not let his gray head go down in peace. So don't
Okay,
let
so he
him
wanted,
peacefully die.
yeah.
Right. Then he also says that, to tell him who he should deal well with
Okay.
and things like that. And he makes him like promise that he's going to do all of these things. And then David dies in peace.
Can we pause it there? Because
Hmm.
I want us to read the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You want me
Yeah,
to
yeah, like
pause?
yeah, I wanted you to pause the story because I wanted us to read like the letters that came in. But
Oh,
like
okay.
what's his name has died. I thought we could pause it there. What's his name? David.
Oh, you want me to come back later?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll come back later. But yeah, so that was it. So even anyway, I'll come back to you later,
yeah.
Sha. All right. So letters we got. I think we got an email. Let me quickly open that. He says, "Hi Dolly, hi Isaac."
Hi. Is that the one?
Okay,
Uh
so he has sent two messages.
okay.
He sent one last time. I don't think we read that.
Okay.
So his first one is hello Dolly, what's up Isaac? How is Tipping's economy treating you guys?
Not good. But at
This
least we bought cake.
is PK from last 2 weeks. First of all, I want to say I love last week's episode. I think it should be a regular. I would love to be on the pod one of these days. I think he's referring to the episode with the listeners, so Rema and
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes. And then he goes, anyway, I couldn't write last week because I was so down. There was this job. I should say it was as good as I had gotten. I was supposed to travel on the 12th to resume on the 13th. On the 11th, it just flopped. Oh
Okay.
wow. That sucks. So the job did not happen the way he wanted it to. Are you
Yeah.
listening?
I am listening. I am
Okay.
listening. I am sorry, I'll go distracted, but I am with
Hmm.
you.
The crazy part was everything was already set. Guys, I was so down and disappointed. It was supposed to be a job that would have paid times four, dang, of what I presently earn.
Damn.
It would have helped me start having directions. It was
Damn.
really hard. I'm 100% better though, but I am doing better than I was last week. I
Okay.
enjoyed the pod on Sunday. At least I laughed over the torchlight spoiling. In all of this, my girlfriend and my best friend made me realize no matter what, I should be grateful. And
Okay.
almost when they were done talking to me, I actually saw reasons. If there's something I'm happy about and grateful for, is the gift of awesome people. That's something to be grateful for.
Facts.
Dolly and Isaac, I want to learn how to take journaling seriously. Any tips would be appreciated. I'm honestly thinking of therapy so bad, but it pains economy. And I hope I find one in this my location, Delta. God keeping
As in
us
worry.
alive until next year. I think the only two resolutions I would want
Mm-hmm.
to have is taking my health seriously. That
And
is, I would want to do a proper checkup and also therapy. And then he said he would talk to us the next week. Um, thank you for sharing with us. Sorry that the job didn't work out as
yeah,
planned. That does really it can
it
be very hurtful.
sucks.
Yeah, especially when you've already pictured what you're going to do with the money.
Facts.
Like, and then it flops. I'm
Tip.
not like, and then in terms of journaling, I'm not like a journaling person per se. But if you wanted, the best advice I could give is just to get a nice book, something that you really like. I always
Mm-hmm.
think that pen to paper is always the best.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice book that is attractive, something that you like, something that when you see it, be like, ah, that's my journal. You can even get a specific pen for the journal. I'm serious, all these things do
I
matter. The
agree.
aesthetics of it
I
makes
agree.
you
It
want to
helps.
do it,
Yeah.
and then just set a time, a frequency that you are going to keep to. So if you are
Mm-hmm.
going to be journaling every day, or you're going to be journaling every week, or you're going to be journaling just whenever you feel like it, just adopt like a frequency that works for you and stick to it, because not all the time you would feel like doing it. It's not all the time you would want to do it, but if you start it and you are consistent with it, you will get you more and more used to it, and it will become like something that flows out of you. So that would be my advice on that.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. I think I'll say fancy pen, fancy book, but keep the book by your bed. That one
Mm-hmm.
goes a long way. So at least when you either wake up or before you're about to sleep, then you do it. Then also maybe schedule an alarm, set an alarm, because it's easy to forget, and then maybe do that 21-day thing where you
Mm-hmm.
try to journal every day for 21, make it a habit to then you can remove the alarm at that point. But
Yeah.
yeah, and for therapy, and when I hear
Delta.
Delta, I think worry. I
Me
mean,
too.
surely they should have. There are a lot of all companies. They should have a lot of hospitals, hopefully, and I don't know,
Yeah.
but if not, you can always check online now. The world is now
Yeah.
remote, so
Abi,
you can find somebody that you talk to 1 hour a week. Hopefully.
do your research. See if there are any like military hospitals
Yeah,
or
around. They tend to be cheaper, no?
they are cheaper and I think they're I mean, I don't know. I haven't gone for therapy with any of these hospitals.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does seem like people gravitate towards them
But
because
then, eh,
they're cleaner, they're nicer,
yeah, but therapy from
and
military hospital sounds like a proper PTSD case.
no, not necessarily.
I know,
If
but
they
it
are
just
doing,
sounds very
I
heavy.
understand how it
Yeah, it
sounds. I
sounds
understand how
like
it sounds.
so you're
But
dealing
if
with.
they are if they do it, if they
Yeah,
do like mental health
yeah, that's a good
or
start.
check mental hospitals. I know it might sound like oh, but it's not
As
just
in the
about
ones
that.
like
Like
that.
Yaba left.
Interesting.
I'm serious.
No,
Like
I mean fair, fair, fair.
yeah, like I'm very serious. Like a lot of like mental hospitals they
Yeah,
do
they
have
will have those.
therapists,
True,
yes.
true, true.
And good ones from what I've learned.
Yeah,
So
I mean they have to be.
and they'll be affordable. So
Mm.
you can check through
Yeah,
those.
yeah, that's a
Again,
start.
I have not tried it.
Me
I
too.
don't know. You
No,
understand?
but I
I'm
mean you
just
can
but if
always
you can
just
always
you can
go
check.
and see how
Yeah,
it
you can check.
works. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so his next one goes, "Hi
Same
Dolly, hi
person.
Kanye."
Okay.
Yes. Cheers to episode 250. Thank
Thank you.
you. How are you guys doing? And how is Uncle TP? Ask us every week. How is Uncle TP treating you guys? I mean,
I
so
mean I
so.
bought fuel at 1085 naira this morning.
That's sad.
Very sad. 20K. It
Mm.
didn't even like the tank didn't even like move. I could have sworn the guy scammed me. I think he knew. That's why I said, "Okay, please check your meter." so that, so
So
that
that you will
they,
come and be
like
asking
exactly.
him questions.
It's very sad.
Anyway, this is PK. I would say it was nice watching the episodes uploaded so far on YouTube. Oshay, now this is
Oshe,
somebody.
this is who we're looking for.
Yeah,
Shout out
on
to the
YouTube.
man and the men that are making this happen.
Avi,
Shout out to him.
keep up the good work, guys. From road to keep up the good work, guys. From road to 30, we'll take it to
We take it to what?
60.
I beg oh.
Put the laughing emojis because
I
it
beg
has to
oh.
be a
I still
joke.
don't have my G Wagon.
I'm always looking forward to Sundays for updates.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah, yeah.
you. Anyway, it seems the email I sent last week came in late. My apologies, no problem. I enjoyed Dolly's point of view on the story of David, his family, and Joab. In as much as we must be careful about people in our circle, we reference the friends that advised Amnon on her to get the sister. I
Mm.
would also not want to necessarily see Joab as a bad person with him killing Absalom. Well,
I mean, he was
after the
fulfilling
remaining
his
parts,
duties. Yeah, yeah. Let's stick with it. Let's stick with it.
with him killing Absalom. My reason is sometimes our emotion gets the best of us
True.
or affects us in making decisions or taking actions. Like it
True.
or not, if Absalom had the chance, he would have killed David. That is true.
Yeah,
I
facts.
agree with that.
Facts. Yeah.
I do agree that he would have killed
If he
David
had the
if he
chance, but
had
he
the
didn't.
chance. Okay. Um, but because David loved Absalom, that was why he instructed for someone who has committed treason and is ready to kill him to not to be spared. But at that point, Joab had to be David's emotional check. Hmm. I also think that friends like Joab should be what we should pray for. Omo, no,
I don't know
because
about
he was
that.
100% loyal to David. Nah, the thing with Joab is very unpredictable. He's like too. His first solution to anything is to kill.
Yeah.
And you can't have somebody around you who that is the first thing that
So,
comes to mind.
facts. Again, I was reading more into the Civil War.
Mm,
It turns out that I believe it was Gowon, right? He was the one that said that no victor, no vanquished thing. So I was reading into it, and it turns out that the people that he surrounded him, like the people that the other military leaders were actually more violent than he was, that he was actually the one who was trying to push for peace. But because he came in what I believe was a bloodless coup, he had to also look tough. But he wasn't actually about the
the killing.
yeah, but let me not say because this might be a sensitive subject. It's just
Right.
from the little reading I've been doing. It
Mm,
was more like the people around him were on that Joab vibe. But he
yeah.
was like big man. Like so
Like
some
relax.
people, I think the word is posit, that if the other people around him were the ones in charge, things might have gone extremely south.
I wish you allowed me to finish because I was going to get to how Joab died.
How did he die?
Well, there's still steps before that.
Wait.
But I'll come
Let's
back
yeah.
anyway. All right. So, irrespective of who you are, Once he noticed you're a threat to David, you are going down. Well, until he now became the threat.
Yeah.
And that's always the thing. Like, if you don't check certain things,
Yeah, they
eventually
get.
it's going to come and bite you back. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. Joab was faithful and loyal to David. I also think David was also lucky in friendship. Oh, he definitely was.
Mm.
First, Jonathan, even when he knew David was a threat to the throne, he didn't mind. And that's
Ah,
very true.
I've already cracked my Jonathan joke.
Jonathan was next in line,
Good
technically.
luck.
Jonathan was next in line technically after Saul. And
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though Jonathan, even though like he knew that, even
Mm.
though technically he really the way Saul was going after David is the way Jonathan should have been going after David
Yeah,
because they are
facts.
trying to take my but he was still loyal to him irrespective of that.
Mm.
Anyway, then Joab, I think if you have the time, you can check out the Root of Bitterness Part 2 by Apostle Femi Lazarus, Understanding Another Light, the dynamics of David and his children. I'll check that out. I believe it will go a long way to help us understand, and it's even relatable to an extent. Cheers,
Mm.
episode 250. Thank you so much.
Random segue. I think I told you before. I've really been thinking about being a father to triplets,
And you said earlier,
3 girls. I don't know why that thought has been in my head of late.
maybe you get what you're asking for.
I'll be a fantastic girl dad though. But the only thing I'll have, they can't like I think the only thing I'll ask for on my if I had daughters, you have to keep that son name. I don't want that like you get married. Like it's either double
Why?
barrel or nothing. I don't know, it's just what I would want. That's all I
That's
would ask of them.
the that's tampering on their free will.
I know, which is why I'm saying that's the only thing I'll ask of them. We have to
Mm-mm.
trade.
No. If they don't do it, what would happen? You
Nothing will
this
happen.
Sunday.
Nothing. It's just like
Mm-mm.
that's all I want.
Okay. Oh,
It's a
I see.
very random thought.
Why is that important to you?
I want it. Ego.
Why?
Ego.
Mm.
It's nothing more than that.
All right. Well, anyway, next message says, firstly, it's from a guy who says, firstly, I think okay, so he was talking about our font. Honestly speaking, we haven't like done this
Yeah, do you want to read it? Let's
Oh,
hear what
okay.
it
He
says.
says, I think the questions font should be changed. I understand you're trying to be fancy with the form, but a nicer option would have been another cool sans serif font. These cursives are quite stressful to read. They have their uses too, but not here. Also, not on the header as used here. These are on the big form on Bonovex. To be honest, like I don't even remember if it was cursive. Was it?
I
Wait, I
have
even went to go and like look. Well, I looked on my phone.
yeah.
It didn't look cursive to me.
I have no idea what
It
any
looks
of
like
this means.
straight. So maybe I don't know if maybe it was a Google glitch
I have no idea what any of this
because it's been
means.
a long
But
time since we made the
yeah.
form.
But
But
yeah,
I will
thanks, Sha.
look.
Thanks, Sha.
Thank you. We'll check it out. If
Yeah.
because if it's hard to read, then that's
Then it does
obviously a
make sense.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 250. I want to write in every week, but I procrastinate, it's not gonna lie.
No more.
Sometimes it's from overthinking what part of me to share here
Okay.
first. But this one is mostly about you guys. I caught myself having a good laugh while listening today. Today being Sunday evening while doing laundry. And thinking about, are you the same person who said that you listen to us doing laundry? Someone said that a while ago.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, while doing laundry on Sundays, Abby.
on
Yeah, I
Sundays.
remember that
And thinking
message.
about the amount of adulting the Monday that lies ahead of
Facts.
me requires. I can't remember what exactly you guys are talking about at the moment, but you were going at each other and sharing a good laugh too. Maybe it was when
Doing
we
a therapy session.
at that moment it made me realize one of the reasons
Windscreen.
I've been here listening since 20 to 21 ish. The
Wow.
conversations are always good.
As in
Thank
age or
you.
year?
Yeah.
2020. 2021.
2021, yeah.
That was a long time
Because I
ago.
listen at leisure, which makes it even more relaxing. Thank you. That's
Thank
very
you.
sweet. Thought to share this bit in writing. Getting to the end of the episode and realizing that the next episode is actually the 250th episode made me decide to do the right thing I've been procrastinating about today and give you guys the much deserved flowers. I
Oh.
wish I was financially stable enough to send actual flowers or something
Oh. I mean, they're
physical.
giving us flowers.
But when I go hold written flowers for now, Abby.
Our producers are giving us
Oh yes,
flowers.
thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you. That's nice. That's sweet.
I've actually written in a couple of times
Okay.
since I started listening. Like maybe you are the one.
Yeah, the laundry
In a
person.
couple of times since I started listening, I appreciate how you guys take time to get through these things. I don't even know if I should write about the many things I'm feeling now. I'm just a tired Nigerian youth for real. I want out from this place. The only thing sweet right now is my baby girl. Oshé.
This
Also,
is an unserious man. This
also,
is an unserious man.
also, I really wanted to show up for the episode with the listeners, but I was too lazy. And T-Pain has made driving around Lagos even more difficult with these fuel
Facts.
prices.
Facts.
Fares. I kind of regret not coming because all the listeners that came were quite young.
Good.
I'm just 26, but I
Good that
realized
you regret it. So that when next we put out this thing, you will
you will come and
actually
be.
come.
I'm just 26, but I realized that my views, opinions, and experiences on some of the things discussed are different, which would have made
Okay.
the conversation even more dynamic. Maybe I'll try to show up for the next edition and hopefully I'll be able to attend the live episode. November 1st, yeah? No, not November
No,
1st.
tickets goes on
It's
sale
December
November
1st.
1st. Yes.
Yes, December 1st. But
Quick
thank you.
question to our producer. How many people do you think we can have here, guest wise?
Wow, that's a lot of. It's
Like
not weird. Not
no,
real weird.
like theoretically, like the episode we did where we had me and three guests. If it was two of us, what's the most number of people you think we can have? So just four. We need to build our own studio, man. Fuck this.
Have you?
No, but I get it. I get it. Yeah. I would love to have like an episode with a lot of our listeners, maybe 4 or 5 people. Oh, can you do you think we can do a live one? No, not a live, like but like a live recording. So like this, but then we'll have maybe 10 people and then the mic goes around. They don't have to be on camera, but we can be on camera and the whole thing is
Oh,
recorded.
like they'll be like sitting behind and then
Yeah.
there's a mic. But how
Okay.
will you be filming that? Because
That's
I'll
why I said
be
they won't be on camera, just us.
oh, okay. You just be hearing their
Yeah.
voices.
So you guys, they said that we'll discuss it off camera. I'm putting that on record so that we can
You
be
see
the
them on the
first.
so I don't delete
Delete-
it.
so that we can be the first to do that and put that out. But I think that would be cute.
Yeah, thank you so much for your message.
Mhm.
I will look into the cursive thing. Maybe I need to go like online
And see what it looks like online.
and see
right?
what it looks
I mean,
like.
it is good feedback though. I've never paid attention to that.
Yeah, and it's just been so long that we've had it that it's
Yeah.
just been
It's this if it's not broken, don't fix it thing.
yeah, and I also think that Google can be weird sometimes. It really might not be cursive. I don't because I don't remember us making it cursive, except if
Sincerely.
maybe
Again, we'll check.
but I'll check.
We'll check.
Yeah. All right, and then the next
Oh, there's another one.
message,
Okay.
yeah, this guy says, "Hey guys, I'm an up and coming podcaster. You guys are doing an awesome job. Really
Thank
look up
you.
to you. Thank you."
Saying I look up who? Look up to who?
To us now.
That's weird to hear, man.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with stuff like that. Sorry, continue. I know. Just
Guys, I
continue.
don't know what to say to that.
Look
Just
up.
wanted to ask what's your setup like, mics, equipment, and stuff, and any advice on how to reach as many people as possible in this podcast business, and also monetizing.
Okay, so let me answer that. Our mic currently is a Shure SM7B. Abi? That's this mic. The
But
what's
what
the
of
other
our own
question?
personal mics?
Our own personal mics are BM800 condensers, which should be changing soon. What else did he ask?
But those mics, they served us very well.
Saved us. They are still serving us.
Still served us, still serving us. So
Sorry, what was the other thing he said?
I'm coming now. Let
Okay.
me. They served us very well. And they are really good. I'm sure they are not as cheap as they used to be.
Oh, for sure. I think we got
Because
them
when we
for
first got them, I think we got them for like
15.
15K. It didn't even reach.
Yeah, like maybe 8K or something,
Something like
at that
that.
time. Yeah, when
But
Nigeria
we
was
first- that
when there was still
that
a
was
country.
a while back. And then I'm sure. So just times 4.
Yeah,
5.
maybe especially now that everybody is podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has gone up.
We used so it's not they are not like Bluetooth or anything.
No.
We connect them to we
Yeah.
just connect them to a mixer.
Fun fact
So,
for you
which
guys
is-
here, if you guys didn't know, our first 12 episodes, the mixer was not working.
It wasn't the mixer.
Sorry, not the mixer, the
It
mics
was the mics.
were not working.
We're
And we
just
didn't
like
know.
we're just using mics. We're
We're
looking
just
like fools.
like
Thank God we're not
fools.
doing video.
Like big fools. I'm telling you, it's like been so embarrassing.
Thank God we're not doing video there because we felt like such idiots. I mean, I just noticed. I was just like,
One
this
day
thing
you hit
is
record and
not
you start talking.
sounding
Exactly.
One
One day we now turned off the mixer and kept talking. I saw it was recording, and that's how we found out. So
That's how we
embarrassing.
realized. And yeah, we had a mixer as well.
Yeah.
When we first got that mixer that we first had,
That was 20K at the time.
which was a good mixer actually.
Yeah.
I really liked that mixer. It's just its time was up.
Yeah.
Um,
Now we use the Roadcaster Pro to do
that
that.
one is
Yeah,
expensive,
it's quite
but you can
expensive.
get like a cheaper,
Yeah, you can get a cheaper one.
a much cheaper one.
No, yeah, we're not small. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
But yeah, go on.
we are using the road one now, but you can always get one that would be really, because like I said, the first one was like a really good mixer.
Yeah,
It wasn't an expensive mixer. How much was it?
25.
And it was used when we got it.
Yes. No, it was brand new.
Was it brand
Yeah,
new?
it was brand new.
The
25.
person just didn't need it
Yeah, he
again
didn't
or
need it. Yeah,
something.
it was old
Okay.
stock from the
I
guy.
think Isaac got it from Gigi, if I'm not
No,
mistaken. I think
no.
that's where he got
Yeah,
it
it was
from.
from Gigi, some guy that works at what is it, Mushi Market or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So yeah, how much was it then?
25.
25. So, and that served us like a good number
In
of
fairness, we
years.
started this podcast at about 45K. I still have the Excel somewhere. The
Ah,
mics were
there you
8
go.
8. Then I think you traveled and got some
Oh yeah, then
cables
we got
and stands. Yeah,
stands.
so everything at the
Hmm.
time was like 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, because stands
So
were like 4 5 or
yeah.
something.
But of course, like again, because things are very expensive, you don't always need
You
to
don't need an expensive setup.
you don't need an expensive setup, and you can always get the thing. You know what the Isaac uses it to, he's a content creator now. Those things. What's that
Lapel
thing?
mics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think I can get those.
Yeah, you can always get those.
Get an app on your phone or something,
Yeah.
record or use your voice memos or something
Yeah. You
on
can
your
use your
phone.
voice memos on
Use your
your
voice
phone.
recorder, yeah,
Yes.
record.
Yes.
And yeah, that would serve you for as long as it serves you for.
Yeah. Also, this is something I realized that most people didn't know. So, a huge chunk of the Road to 30 podcast was recorded on my phone. The mixer was
Oh yeah,
connected
that's
to my
true.
phone. I say that thing
Yeah.
and people get shocked. But the
Yeah, because my
mixer used
laptop
to,
was not
yeah, the mixer used to
allowing.
output into my phone when we
Mm,
got it to work. So you can do that as well.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, those should help. And of course, when it comes to podcasting, the most important thing is to stay consistent
Yeah.
and to have a good
Chat. Be yourself.
be yourself and have a good what a good framework
Yeah.
is that the word.
Yeah. Be honest. Be real. Don't try to
Don't
be,
try to be another
yeah, another
podcast.
podcast. Yeah. Be yourself. Be real.
Just be
Be
yourself.
consistent. If you can drag somebody to deal with you, also. Yeah. Any other
That's the
message?
advice. Yeah, no, that would be oh, he said monetizing. Let me I'll tell you the truth. There's not like a lot of money in podcasting.
My
That's
sister.
why when you see your podcasters like actually like recording and churning out content, understand that it's for the love of the craft
All we ask
and for
for
the
is
love of you.
subscribe on YouTube.
Yes,
There's no money
because
in this business,
there's no
man.
money in it, especially when you're in Nigeria. Maybe if you're abroad, it'll
Yeah.
fare better. But here,
There's no
it's very
money.
hard. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, you could always do the legwork. Start up first, get a good audience, see what your audience is into. Then maybe you can
Yeah.
start reaching out to people that might be interested in.
Yeah. I think unfortunately, Nigeria is a clout game. So if you were somebody that was in quotes clouted, the money part might be easier for you to do. But for people who, like we always used to say, regular people who just want to talk and tell a story, the money part is not easy to do. I know
It's
I
not.
joke a lot about not having my G Wagon, but quite frankly, in a different country, I think by now, with what we do, I should have gotten a G Wagon. But because it's Nigeria, there's no money in this. There's no money in this business, man.
Yeah. So
Do it for the
I
love
would
of the
suggest
game.
as well you probably should start off a video because
Yes. Yes.
but you don't have to have like a setup like that. You
Just
can be look, find something that works for you. I have this vision in my mind
okay.
of just oh take my intellectual property now.
That's fine.
Just being outside in a nice quiet place.
Recording.
Recording. You set up your phone on a stand,
Mm.
get your lapel mic,
Now you talk.
and you talk.
Yeah. Yeah. If my house in Oshogbo was in Lagos, would have done that when we started.
Yeah, you can do it outside. If you
Yeah,
want to have
just
a
do
guest, you
that.
get your friends or whoever you want to have. They
Yeah.
sit out with you. Just do something that feels
Natural.
natural to you
Mm-hmm.
and that's
But
That's nice. That makes you feel comfortable.
honest advice though, don't enter it for the money if you're not somebody
Yes.
that has clout.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because
it's
you
not
be
like
you might
you'll
you
be
might be highly
very, yeah.
disappointed.
No, you will be. It's not might. You definitely will be highly disappointed.
So
Yeah.
just what was I trying to just do it because you like it. Do it because you want to put your thoughts
Yeah.
out, you want to share, you
My
have something that you want to say.
my final opinion on this, or advice rather, would be try to do something that has meaning.
Yeah.
Like
I'll make impact.
a lot of people are just talking, man. Try to, do something that has meaning. That's it. Because that's
Yeah.
what lasts. That's what will keep you going.
That's what last. It's true. It's
Because
what will keep you
we've
going.
seen a lot of people who have come along the way, gone down a different kind of route. So to keep going for this long, you have to do something that has meaning. If it doesn't have meaning, forget it. But yeah, I hope that helps. I hope
Yes,
that
that
helps.
helps.
I want
That
to ask you
helps.
some questions before we go back. Right?
Okay.
Um this is episode 250.
Mm-hmm.
What what has been your most memorable moment so far on on this journey of podcasting?
Is it the whole podcast no just like on the pod like recording?
Like the pod itself, like this the journey, I guess, to 250 on the pod. What has been your most memorable moment so
Um
far?
I don't know. I feel like there are a few.
Okay. Give me two.
Okay. Live show was a good one.
Ah, yes.
I loved live show. It was really, really nice. It came together very miraculously, if I may say so myself. And it was a really great experience. I enjoyed every aspect of it, and it was a really good show. It
Okay.
really, really was. And the second thing, we've had like really, really good episodes over the years. But
Mm.
one that always springs to mind is when I spoke about being addicted to porn.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and update on that.
How many days?
I
Let me clap for you.
am. Give me a second.
Let me start clapping. What's that thing we used to do in school? Where we hitting table.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
Now I
My hand is
am
paining me. My hand is paining me.
816 days. So
816
2 years,
days.
2 months, 24
That is
days.
insane.
I know.
That is
It's
insane.
amazing.
I
Thank
don't think
you.
people can even say 5 days. So I'm actually impressed.
So yeah, those were my memorable moments. I think everything that has come from that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, that's good.
those are two.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
actually good. Random question. Just while you were saying this thing, I was just thinking about it because the BP stuff I was saying earlier, I was now
Mhm.
researching like how to get your BP down. Do you think that masturbation helps? Like, do you think it helps reduce your blood pressure?
I mean, it might initially,
But in
but
the
on the
long
long
run,
run, it doesn't.
mm,
I think it makes it worse because, and that's always the thing with things like this. You start to
yeah.
depend on it to
No,
get
I'm not even
you.
talking about that part. I'm just saying
No,
like
I'm
the
not. I'm
act
not. I'm not.
itself.
I
Because
mean,
the
initially it might, but
mm,
like the thing about it is that if you're doing it
too
to
much.
if you're doing it to reduce something, of course you're going to want to keep doing it because
Yeah.
it has worked once for you.
Mm,
But it's not. It will only make you further anxious. I think.
okay. Fair.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
will
I
make
was I
you.
was trying to. I think I'm going to do more research into that to see the benefits
Mm,
of wanking. Really,
mm.
um, I did see that meditation does help and all that stuff. Random fact I saw. Did you know that sex clears a blocked nose?
I mean, okay,
Random fact. Okay,
okay.
so my two memorable moments so far. Episode one, hitting record. I was saying, oh my god, I always wanted to do a podcast and we're here.
That episode one
It
was
was hilariously
crazy.
bad.
It really was.
But I think that
It really,
episode
really
that
was.
episode stood the test of
It
time.
really was because we recorded once, and
And
then I
we
think you
started
gave
again.
it. No, it wasn't even that day. We recorded
Okay.
once. Then Isaac wanted to. Isaac's parents suggested that he should give the episode to
Yeah,
somebody, some radio guy that was living around his side chat,
the
and then he
feedback
gave it to the guy. And the feedback was
demoralized me.
it demoralized us so
What?
bad.
What?
So
It
we
was
now thought
so
that
bad.
okay, well, let's re-record. We met again to record, and it was
It
just
was,
terrible.
yeah.
I think we were in our heads a lot. That's why by the time he eventually read, I think my voice was so low. I was like,
Bro.
okay.
That
Because in
time,
my mind, I'm like, I'm not doing this
like I'm
again.
over this. And that was just episode one.
Yeah, that was good. It's
Yeah,
memorable.
it was a memorable one. I
Mm-hmm.
think my other memorable moment, I think the last I can't remember the title, but the episode I draw that we I say I the episode that I spoke about finishing my MBA,
Mm.
because throughout that period we didn't miss a week's drop. Do you remember? Like throughout the 2 years, yeah. So that was really
Okay.
quite memorable for me because I was like, to have done that and to still finish really well and all that stuff at that time, that was
Yeah.
really memorable.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, next question. Biggest challenges in keeping this podcast going for you?
Well, money,
Mm.
for sure. That has always been like something that, that was a bit frustrating.
Mm.
But, just got past it. And then, Isaac and I were also very different people. So we butt heads quite a bit, over different
Yeah, new listeners
things.
might not know this, but I'm strongly atheist.
Yeah. So we butt
So
heads quite a
it's
bit about
yeah,
different things. I mean, I think we've always been able to push through.
yeah,
I mean, that's why we're here. But we've always been
fact.
able to push through and I guess talk through that. But yeah, I mean, it can be a challenge sometimes because when you are trying to make something that is true to me and true to you,
Mm. That
it's not
midpoint.
always.
That midpoint was hard
Yeah,
to get
it's
to.
not it wasn't always easy.
Yeah,
But I think we powered through.
yeah, I
We powered
agree.
through.
I agree.
Hmm.
I think the biggest challenge for me, I know I joke a lot, but I don't have a G Wagon. So
I don't know
money.
why we're expecting you.
Let me not lie to you, eh? Let me not lie to you. At some point, I had deluded myself. Before I lost money to
Mm-hmm.
the Ponzi, right? That year I was going to buy myself a Rolex. I had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And when like all that stuff left and all that, and I looked at the money, I was like, I could have gotten that G Wagon. I could have
Could you have?
if things didn't go south
Oh, man.
and things continued on the path they were, I could
So that if
have.
the money kept on appreciating,
Yeah, 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 I could have.
if only.
If only. But then obviously that went and it changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think the biggest challenge for me, apart from the money side, I feel like there's so much I wanted to do. Right. That and I think I've spoken about those ideas with you privately. There's so much I wanted to do that because
Mm-hmm.
of money I couldn't do.
Yeah.
There's so much. And I think just from our live show, did
Mm-hmm.
if you attend, I don't know, shout out to people who attended, but if you attended our live show, you will see exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I've still not been able to do it. I believe I will do it before this thing ends.
Mm-hmm.
Which also reminds me, you people, this is episode 250, but we'll get to that.
Of course.
So yeah, that's it. I think that money side. Okay, next question.
Okay.
As individuals, how do you think we've grown? Now, I'm not asking for you. Now, asking for so you tell me about me. I tell you about you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how do you think that we've
How has
grown?
Isaac grown?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Isaac is more calmer.
Hmm.
I think you should I say he or you?
No, anyone you want. It's fine. Just imagine there's a glass wall
I
here.
think I think you have also become more. I don't know if I would say is more tolerant because
Mm.
I genuinely think that Isaac still thinks that me being a Christian is idiotic.
No,
So,
no, no, no,
but I
no.
think that he is open to listening. I think even the fact that I've been able to share about David and all these things, there was once upon a time
That would have led
that
to
he would
fight.
have
I'll
been
just hit pause.
he would have been he would have been very aggravated by
Fair
that, but
enough.
no,
Fair
not
enough.
so anymore. So I think like you're calm. I think like I genuinely also think that yeah, I think losing the money as well that you lost at that time
Mm-hmm.
did change you, and I think in a good way too,
Me too.
because I think it helped him to keep his ego in check in a sense,
Boy,
kept his
yes.
ego in check, and I think also talking about it. I don't know if Isaac would have maybe Isaac is one of those people. I think he would have eventually gone to therapy truly, But I think talking through things and walking through things helps him to also understand himself better, and that has made him a better person as well, because he is more self-aware about things like that. And I also think that because he's had to work with me, he has also like learned to work with a person like me, because I'm not like I do my best,
Dolly, you
but I
stress
also
me.
know that like I
You
can I can be a
stress
little
me.
stressful.
You're part of my high BP.
Sure. But I think that learning to work with somebody who has differences to him,
Hmm.
differences to how we see life, differences to how we um handle things and do things, um has definitely made him a better person, because he's learned to like listen to me and work with me and just hear what I'm saying when it comes to like certain things. I think in the past he would have been a bit more closed off. And when I mean in the past, I mean like maybe at the very beginning
Hmm.
of the podcast, he would have been a bit more closed off.
I agree.
Um, I also think that he has gotten more mature, for sure. I think that would have always
Hmm.
happened
Yeah,
anyway,
that would have
but
happened anyway.
that would have happened anyway. But he's definitely more mature. He's more. Just go and listen to episode 1 to 10
Yeah, you see what we're
and
talking
come
about.
back.
And come
So
back. Facts.
he's definitely, yeah, definitely like more
I've
mature.
also left the streets.
Yeah, that's true. He's been
Yeah.
in a long term relationship now.
Yeah.
And what else? What else would I say?
I think I
I
have
don't know.
random. I know this doesn't relate, but I think I have more. Maybe it's just age and living the
So I
streets.
think it's all
Yeah,
of
just
those
age
things.
and
Yeah,
living the streets. But
yeah.
yeah.
He's gotten more creative as well, as you guys can clearly see.
Mm.
He's gotten more creative with the way he handles things, those things, even the way he dresses. I can't remember the last time I saw Isaac in tank top. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Facts, facts,
It's
facts,
been a
facts.
minute. There was something else I wanted to say, but I don't know. It's not coming to mind
Okay.
at the moment. But yeah, I think Isaac has grown to become a better person.
Interesting.
He's still very strong with a lot of things.
Facts.
The heart
That's
is still hard in certain areas,
facts.
but
That's my strength, my
but
strong will.
generally, I think you've definitely you've grown well. I think you've
I've
become a
aged
better
well, have
person.
you?
You've aged well.
Yeah.
You've aged well.
Not like wine because I'm still young, but I've aged well.
You've aged well.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. As an individual, I think you've become, let me start with the maturity side. You've become more mature, right? You've become more confident.
I have.
Yeah, you have actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you have started to stand your ground. I take full credit for that.
Sure.
Yeah, because I feel like now you are less inclined to compromise than before, which is good. Right. So you're still, I mean, you've always had strong opinions on stuff, right? Some
Hmm.
would say that, you have a good head on you. I don't agree. But I think that doing this podcast
Hmm.
with you for so long, I think you've become a little bit more disciplined.
I feel like I should put my glasses.
Why? Because it's serious.
Let people see my eyes. Just be like
No,
I'm
wait, I
just.
like the
Oh,
glasses.
you
They
like?
are
Okay,
cool.
sorry. He
Yeah.
said,
No, no,
but
they're
you see my
actually cool.
eyes. I don't want to wink if I embarrass myself here.
But yeah, I think you've become more mature. You've become a bit softer in how you pass your messages across as well.
That's good. I like
Yeah,
that.
that used to be a problem I had. It was
Mm,
something like I was not too much that bothered about what you had to say. How you say it used to annoy me a lot.
mm,
But I think you've changed on that.
mm,
The path you've gone down, like I think I've told you this. If I had known you would go down this path, we might not have started this podcast. But I've grown to respect it and I
mm.
like it. I
He's talking
think
about my Christianese.
yes, it
That's
is.
what he's talking
Yes.
about.
And it started from like that porn episode that changed everything.
Oh yeah, you think that's
Yeah.
when he changed?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
so I think I like that. I like the
Mm,
fact that you've become the kind of person who wants to do something and sticks to doing it. Yeah. Some
trying,
things that you
trying.
still not stuck through that, we'll talk about later, but I like
Mm,
that part. I also
mm,
think that you've become more tolerant. You might think that I'm not tolerant, or I didn't used to be. I think you've also become a bit more tolerant as well,
mm,
more open to ideas that are not necessarily things that you're used to. And I
mm,
think you've also become less what's this thing? When you have a belief, right? You want that to always show. Like when you have an opinion, you always wanted to make sure you got down to saying that kind of thing. But over time, it has changed. You've become okay with, just listening, just being
I'm
on the
trying.
like, yeah. So I like that. I think that as a person, just like you said about like, I think we've just aged in the sense that now we're a
Yeah.
bit more expressive, a bit more creative with the things
Mm,
we do. You
mm,
now, some of the things that you do off record now, like there are things that I'm happy that you're doing. Because
mm,
before in the past, anxiety would have crippled you and you would have had the opportunity and then blah. It's the next thing you're telling me how you couldn't do it because so
mm.
I'm happy about that.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, I think you're getting closer to
Mm.
me allowing you being godmother of my kids,
This
especially if they are
guy,
going to be triplets.
this guy.
So yeah.
Why do you even want to have godmothers and godfathers?
You don't see, I want to give my kids the gift of network.
And but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. We
No, no,
can
no,
just be
no, no,
their
it's not that.
aunties.
Yeah, no, but
Because
still.
godmothering and
Something
godfathers are
in
very
me, I
different.
know something in me is saying triplets now. I don't know why. So
Maybe
I
that's
need
what you
all
will
of
have.
you. I hope I do.
And but we
I
can
need
be
all
like
of
their
yeah,
aunties
yeah, all of you
and
need to be around me to support. And then not just auntie that you come at 5 and go at 7. No, when you're godmother, you be more responsible. I can say, okay, Titi, go to Dolly's house, stay there for 2 weeks, and I'll be comfortable. So yeah.
God. You are already looking for babysitters. This Isaac.
Yes, and I don't want to pay.
Yeah, not even.
Okay, next question.
Hmm.
Let me see. The last question I'm going to
Hmm.
ask you, I want
Hmm.
you to start thinking about now. What legacy do you think this podcast is going to leave behind?
That's not a hard question.
Yeah, but like from you. All right. So, next question. Do you think we've made a positive impact on our listeners? Or what type of impact do you think we've made on our listeners?
I mean, I think it's positive.
Are you
I
sure?
think it's good. I mean, I hope. I hope. That's what I mean. I hope so. If
Somebody
not,
will
I'll be
listen to
wasting
Road
my
to
time.
30, carry gun and go outside. Say
As
we,
in, I
we
hope.
inspired him.
I hope. I mean, I hope. I mean, when I hear from certain people,
Mm,
I think it's good. I think it's I hope it's good, Sha. You people will be the ones to tell us now.
mm,
If we have made a positive impact
yeah.
or a negative impact on you. Are you more Agbero? Are you more Odumodu?
Stop it. Stop it. I've really started to like his music now.
I like his
Like
music. I like it. Don't
words.
get me wrong. I'm just
Then call
saying.
me. I
You
love
know,
that
someone
song.
said that Odumodu could be doing gospel song, and next thing you hear is pick
Yeah,
up dagger.
of course. Devil enter church and dagara.
you
But I
know.
respect him
So
for
have we
that.
been more Odumodu or have we given more Messi Chinwo? Just let us know what the
Yeah.
impact has
Actually,
been.
I'm curious. You guys should write in and let us know that one.
Let us know.
Yeah, but what do you think? Do you think it's been good,
I
right?
mean, I think it's been good. I,
Mm.
I think in different ways, and again, that's one of the things that, like I said, us being able to come to a place where we're able to make the podcast to fit both of our personalities
Mm.
and both of the things that we value
Yeah.
has been very beneficial. I think a lot of people have learned, those that are Christian that listen
Yeah.
to the podcast, they take things like
Yeah.
that from me. You like, I mean, you have you've made some millionaires, that's a great thing.
4 and counting.
There you go. I have my
I think I'm
group.
competing with GT Bank at this point.
There you go. So like I think in the different ways that we've been able to, I
Mm.
think people can take like different things
Yeah.
away. And I think that we've done a good job, whereas you don't always have to agree with everything that Dolly says. I think that there are people who don't necessarily believe in God, but take certain things that I say
True.
and it matters. And I think the same with Isaac as well. Some people might believe in God, might not necessarily agree with
Mm.
him, not, but would also learn certain things that he says.
Yeah.
So I think that in those ways we have blended it very well.
Yeah, I
So I hope
think
that it has been a positive experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I think I'm hoping it has been positive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm also grateful for the fact that I've grown on record. Like we've grown on record.
Yeah.
So I was listening to some stuff and watching like that video we did popping the wine and all that
In
stuff.
that video, I was so
Yeah,
drunk.
I know. But it made me realize that I'm grateful for the fact that we can cringe at those moments. because you can only cringe because you did.
Man, I love those videos. I'm not
Yeah,
even
no,
gonna
no, no,
lie.
I love it
That
too.
oh
I
my
love it too because it's like exactly now we can look back and laugh, and I'm grateful that we did that. And I
yeah, yeah. I'm
think,
grateful we did it
I
too.
think that that shows like I think it's a good.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
think
It's
it's a
good.
net positive, right?
It's
I think
good.
we've left a positive stuff.
It's
I
good.
think even from our people here, so that have been listening to us from like the past couple weeks, I think the way we make them laugh, the way we make them no, but yeah, I think it's been a positive one. I think we'll leave like a positive impact. I think that again, being able to find that balance to show that it's possible for two people who believe fundamentally in different things to
Mm,
still create together. Because I think in a world that is so polarized, it's kind of hard for people to believe that kind of stuff. So
mm,
showing is one thing to say, okay, we can, but doing it and doing it together for so long,
for so long.
I think that in itself is a testament to, if anything, we can say that we showed that this is possible. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, okay.
So are we back to legacy or there's more?
No, the
Okay.
legacy is the last one.
Okay.
Any conversations that we've had, right?
Mm.
Is there any particular conversation that we've had that you think significantly changed your perspective about something?
Mm, hmm. Significantly changed my opinion on
Yeah,
something.
perspective, opinion, yeah. So like you felt something before, then we had a conversation on the pod, maybe once, twice, and then it switched your um opinion.
I honestly don't know.
Hmm.
I can't say for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure
Okay.
that there are some episodes or some conversations we had that has influenced me
Mm-hmm.
over time and maybe changed the way I would look at certain things.
Yeah. But
But I
none.
can't pinpoint
Okay.
one exact conversation. I would say
Mm-hmm.
we've had like good guests on the pod
Yeah.
who when we've had them, they have definitely like given me good insight into certain things.
Hmm.
One episode that I always, again, that comes to mind very strongly, in fact
Yeah.
right now, is I can't forget Caterpillar to Butterfly. That was such a good
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
episode and
Yeah.
just a good story. So I think more than anything, I get inspired by, I'm inspired by some of the conversations that we've had with
Mm-hmm.
different people. Um, I remember the episode with Wura as well.
Mm.
That was a very deep and very insightful episode for me. The episode we had with Udrak too
I think.
was
Yeah.
was was a good one. Like, so I think so. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They've just we've had so many conversations, both on and off,
Yeah.
that I can't even think of exactly what all those conversations are. The reason
Yeah.
why I remember the guest ones more profoundly is because I can attach like a guest to a certain conversation,
Yeah. I get you. I get
so
you.
that's why they are more in
Yeah.
my
I
head.
get
But I'm
you.
sure that certain things have
Yeah.
changed my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think one thing I would say is, sometimes when you handle the conversation, um different, like the way you handle a conversation sometimes, maybe you're listening more, things like that can make me be like, oh, Isaac is really listening. Maybe I should probably should do like what he's doing
Mm.
and just like wait a bit and hear what he's saying.
Mm.
So I think it's more so things like that, like the way you handle certain conversations, the way you think about certain
Oh yeah, I should
things.
have said you've become a better listener in the course of this. I forgot to mention that before.
Yeah, it's crazy. I always used to think I was a good listener.
Oh no.
One time, like, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's based off of before we started podcasting.
Yeah.
People will come tell you things, confide in you about stuff, and you're listening. So that's what I thought good listener was.
Mm. Okay.
But I've learned, and I think I used to say, I think I mentioned this at some point in the pod
Yeah.
that I always thought that I listened well. But I probably have learned to listen better.
I
Yeah.
think side note even before we go into that. So I was in a meeting, like I mentioned before, the lady I was talking to yesterday, and some conversations we've had, I'm so happy we had them
Mm.
because I keep saying this thing. Some conversations we had were way ahead of their time and they have clearly aged well. That one with Wura was one. The one we had with this Mary Stopes guys too was
I
another.
remember her.
Like
I
it
remember the
was such a
lady.
beautiful
It was
conversation.
so good.
And
It was so good.
the first one we had with Dr. Alex, where we
Oh
spoke
yes,
about
Dr.
what did we
Alex.
talk about?
We spoke about
Um Fibroids.
fibroids.
Like these were conversations that now I look around and people are having, and I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
so happy we've done that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back,
Speaking of Dr. Davidson, how are you?
yeah, how are you?
I
Where are
need to
you?
like call you.
He hasn't hit me up in a while.
Hope you're okay. I should. In fact, you know what? When we're
Yeah.
done with this conversation,
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you up. Hope you're okay. Hope
I'm
all
sure
is
he's
well.
fine. I'm sure he's
Just
fine.
sending you love as you always send us love.
Yeah.
Thank you for always.
Another conversation recently that even stood out was the conversation with Shalom about single moms.
Oh my god,
Again, that was
that
another like built
episode.
like, and the thing
Oh.
is, so to answer my question, right, which is, what has like blah blah blah. I think the beauty of I can't point out to one episode, but one thing that I love that I think has really changed my perspective about the pod is I've learned to be okay with failing.
Mm.
Right. Like before this podcast, I don't think I would have like there's a lot I was good at what I did and I stayed there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't venture out. But in the course of doing this, I've learned that you have to fail, and I've come to being okay with that. The different conversations, different people we've spoken to, the entire reflectization series, again, ahead of its
Mm.
time, because it's like speaking to people that are older and them telling you that big man thing, like I did all this and I failed and blah blah blah. You get that kind of thing.
It's really good.
So I think the biggest thing for me has been that being okay, being comfortable with failing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've learned now that you really need that. Because what really separates these successful people is actually not the success, is the amount of times they failed and the amount of
Mm.
opportunities they had to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, and I was saying it last week about L's. The kind of person I used to be, I'm not too sure I'd have been okay with the L's I'm taking.
Nah.
But now, oh my God. And even thinking back to moments of success, it's purely because I've been like, you know what's the worst that will happen? And then,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay. Let me see. What else do I have written here? How has how have guests' feedback, like, have they affected you positively or negatively?
Guess.
Not guests, listeners rather, not guests. Has anybody
Um.
written anything into the pod that made you think, let me significantly change this?
I mean, I remember someone writing in and saying that I wasn't allowing you to speak.
When was that?
This was like maybe 2 years ago, maybe.
Fair.
Um,
Shit, this is year 5.
yeah. It was like maybe 2 years ago. I remember someone writing in and saying that like, I wasn't allowing Isaac to finish what he was saying.
That affected you?
I mean, in a good way, I think. I don't know. I mean, it was very it was harsher than I expected,
Okay.
but it wasn't bad advice. It was
Okay.
good advice. It was good advice. So I was like, okay, maybe if that is the perspective,
Yeah.
then maybe I need to. It was one of the things that made me to like maybe be like, okay, maybe I need to like pay attention to how I'm communicating. So that was good.
Okay.
But generally, like the feedback is usually great,
Good. Yeah.
you know. Oh, someone wrote something years ago. That was the meanest comment ever.
What they say?
You remember this now? Whether the person said I had a sex tape or something stupid like that. You don't remember? You don't remember? The person insulted me. And the insult was not even coming from anywhere that like made any sense.
Oh my God, please. If you guys can find this episode, I would love to laugh. So yeah, the sex tape, I genuinely don't
Yeah,
remember.
it was like it was a very. In fact, I don't think we read it because both of us
Okay,
we
okay,
spoke
okay,
about
okay,
it.
okay, 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 okay.
We
Yes, I
spoke
remember,
about
I
it and
remember,
we
I
like
remember. Yeah,
agreed
yeah.
that like
Yeah,
maybe
that's not going
that
on
was a
record.
horrible.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it was a
yes,
horrible
yes, yes.
comment. It's one of the that was probably the
Yes,
most horrible
yes,
comment
yes, yes,
I have
yes.
ever
Yes. Oh,
received.
by the way, guys, words have consequences. I remember that conversation. That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was
Yeah,
a horrible
yeah.
comment. Like it was, yeah. I
You
don't
know?
even remember everything that the person said.
Yeah.
Ben said some really, really mean things. In fact, the sex tape was not even the meanest aspect of that comment.
Yeah, I remember
But the
that.
person said some really, really mean things to me. That
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't even know what it was based off of because it wasn't even really based off of our
No, it was just
conversations.
like
It wasn't
somebody
based off
wanted
of
to
anything.
just
It was just like
insult.
somebody just wanted to come at
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I remember that.
And yeah, person came at
I'm happy
me.
we're mature enough to not bring that on air. That would have been crazy.
Mm,
The me, I think the one I didn't tell you this because
mm,
the person DM'd me privately
mm.
and I deleted the DM. Somebody DM'd me once and said, like, who do I think I am? That because like that I haven't seen life yet and that maybe I don't believe in God, that I shouldn't worry, something will happen to me and then I'll know.
Oh.
And I saw the DM and I showed the management at the time. And I was like, I don't like, those accounts that have like 40 followers, they're following 30. And I looked at it and I was like, it was quite long. It was like, I don't know who the fuck you
Mm,
think you are. Blah, 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 blah. And
mm,
I'm just looking and I'm like, wow.
mm.
I laughed actually. But later on, I looked at it and I'm like, this is actually quite harsh
Yeah.
because I don't even know you. Like I'm just being me and all that kind of stuff, and you're sending that. It really later on it really annoyed me. But then, I just deleted it. I didn't respond. But then
Mm.
I think that was when in that period, I don't know what we're talking about a lot. It
Mm.
might have been maybe that episode
I know
50
we had
period.
like a run where we
Yeah,
were always, I don't know if
going at
that,
it. It was
where
that
we're
period.
always talking about like we're having like a lot
Our
of philosophical
Yeah. I
conversations and
think
we're
it
speaking
was
on religion a lot.
it was also that
I don't know if it was
period.
that time, Sha,
I
but I'm
No,
just
it was
saying.
that time. I think it was
Mm.
around our origin stories or something. That
Okay, that would
period.
have been much earlier
Yeah,
than what
earlier.
I'm speaking about.
But
Mm.
that period, I also got a couple messages that
Okay.
were good. Where some people, I think that was when people started to DM me about their lack of faith and being open and all that stuff. So that was when I started to like understand that there was a community out there that was also helping. Like I remember a lot of
Mm.
people DMing me and saying that, oh, okay, I'm happy that you're openly speaking this way in a country like Nigeria.
Mm.
Like, I'm happy that, you have your stance and it's helping me feel this way. I'm sure I remember some people writing in also and saying that, oh, thanks to you, I've been able to confront my family and blah, blah, blah. I've gotten a lot of DMs about that. So
Mm.
that was, I
Yeah.
think that one really,
Yeah.
it made me realize that we're doing something good by
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah, and I think in the same vein as well, like I've like the feedback is mostly I can say for certain
Yeah.
that like 99% of the comments are usually good and very positive and
Yeah.
very warm.
Yeah.
And literally I can only pick up like that one
No, that one was nasty
mean,
that time.
nasty
What?
comment
You
that
people are mad, sha. Some of you people that listen are mad.
yeah, it was very nasty.
Yeah. Some of you
Again,
people
I
that
don't
listen
even know
are
if it was
mad.
someone that even listens into
I
the
don't think so.
podcast,
I don't think so.
like, or if it was just someone that saw the forms
And
and
just wanted
just
to
wanted to
just
say something. But yeah, so that was me. But generally, it's usually warm, and I was actually thinking about this like earlier today, between yesterday and today, and I was just like, some of the best comments that I always read. Again, for me, what is very important for me over the years in doing this podcast is my desire to always honor God. That is very important to
okay,
me.
let's now
And
answer
so,
that final question. What's the
oh, okay. So
legacy?
just to
Okay.
add, like
Yeah.
to say that when people say stuff to say, like this comment that even PK sent
Yeah.
about just adding to the context.
Yeah.
I love those, and I love when people say stuff like maybe they are giving faith a chance or they are he's helping them to get closer or understanding that they like seeing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jesus through my eyes or something like that. It does
It's
mean
quite
a
dark
lot
with this your shades.
because I know I might, but I'm tearing up on the looks, but it does mean a lot because a lot of times I don't know if I hope, I always pray that
Mm.
I'm doing the right thing, but sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, true.
And so when people say stuff like that, it does mean a lot. Now back to legacy.
Yeah, so the
Um,
question,
mm,
now this is how we're ending. What legacy do you want to leave
I will
behind?
still
Or
finish my story because now allow me to finish my story.
oh, sorry, one sec.
Anyway,
What legacy do you want to leave behind, or what legacy do you think we are leaving behind? Now, context before you answer. This is 250. I'm not sure this podcast will reach 300. I hope it
I don't
does.
think it will.
I hope it does so it can be a round figure. But I don't know if it will.
I
We
don't know
will
if it will
see.
either.
We'll see where life takes us.
Mm.
But this is why, in particular, this cake means a lot to me
Yeah.
because, like I said, something that started from my bedroom to
It
thousands
wasn't
of.
your bedroom, Sha.
Well,
But no, your
where do we
bedroom was
start?
it was my
Okay, we
bedroom.
started in your bedroom,
But although your bedroom was like the
a
main
huge
recording
chunk.
place for the most part.
Yes. But where I'm going is like it started off just as something we wanted to do. And now every week I'm surprised that
And
my
please,
voice is in. Yeah, go on.
I want you to give a huge shout out to my car,
Yeah, your car has done a
Jasmine.
lot. Jasmine has been a very important
Jasmine
part of
has been
this
a huge
podcast
part of this
because
podcast.
yes, in that space,
Yes.
I think I've used 3 cars, but it's just been Jasmine.
I've been Isaac's
Is
Uber with Jasmine.
she needs an honorary shout.
Yes, please. Give her a shout out. Because my girl, she's getting weaker.
Yeah,
So please
she is getting weaker. I've seen
shout
her.
out.
Her best days might be behind her. But yes,
Okay,
yes.
go on, sorry.
Where was I? Yeah, I think it's why I'm really happy to celebrate this because to go from where we started to now speaking to so many people. I got
Hmm.
a random DM this week. Oh my god, I love what you guys are doing and all that. And these are people who I don't know from, as they say, Adam. So to being in the, I was looking at our stats yesterday because of the presentation I was making, and I was like, damn, if someone had told me years ago that this many people will be listening to you regularly, I'd have said it's a lie. So
Hmm.
to grow this far is something. So I was thinking about what legacy do you think we are leaving behind? Because maybe max we
Um,
have, I don't know, 50 episodes left. Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, I think that we have we have always kept you honest and kept you real
Mm-hmm.
and been vulnerable about certain things about our lives and brought people to be vulnerable about their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think that it's entering into my 20s starter kits. So if
Mm.
someone loves you, they will give you Road to 30 podcasts at the beginning
Facts.
of your 20s.
No, at
So if you
18.
love, in fact, even at 18,
At
it's true.
18.
I think that we've let there be like a space where like we have shared about our mistakes, our loves, our losses,
Mm.
and just about the difficult aspects of life. I always think of Road to 30 as a time capsule. It captures a moment in time. Every episode is a moment in time. Like literally, there's a whole year of COVID that is like captured in. I
Facts.
remember talking about
Facts.
COVID early on, talking
Facts.
about it. Oh, I think it's just a really bad cough.
Ah, Dolly, I can
I
cry
remember.
because I don't think for that COVID year we missed like that
I was
entire
like,
year is
I think
documented.
people are just exaggerating
Like
it. Oh, it's just a really bad cough. No, it wasn't a cough. I think a really bad
it was a
flu,
flu and sore
something like
throat.
that.
Oh my
So,
days.
yeah, it's a time capsule. It captures a moment in time, but I also think that human beings we always go through the same things over and over again.
True.
So I think that it's something that'll be always helpful
Mm-hmm.
throughout your years. So I hope that
That's the
yeah, I hope that it's helpful and it helps people to navigate
hmm.
their their 20s and even maybe further on
Hmm.
better
Fair. Makes
with
sense.
love and
Light.
lights.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
What do I think? I think I think I know I joke a lot about my G-Wagon, right? But I think we set off to do one thing
Mm.
or
It
two.
sounds like the end of the
No,
podcast.
it's not
Maybe
the
it
end.
is. Oh.
It might be. You never know at this point. But we set off to we set to document and to be honest and to make a difference with our stories.
Mm.
And I think that we've done that. I think the legacy that we'll leave behind, the way I see it, right? I don't know if you know this guy, Obi Vincent. So he's this creator in the
Mm.
UK, right? He says this thing at the end of his videos, break the mold.
Mm.
I think that from a guy's perspective, I think I've been able to do that.
Well, you've done a good job.
I
You've done
think
a good
I
job.
genuinely think I've done a good job, be
Yeah,
it
you've done a good
from
job.
being
Mm-hmm.
open about, like you said, losses, mental health. I know a lot of people who, I mean, they are now in therapy. I know
That's
a lot
good.
of people who we've been able from this to help with relationships in their families, with their parents and stuff like that.
Oh yes, that's
I
another
know,
part.
yeah, I know like we've helped people to think differently. I think everybody
Mm.
that listens to this would say that, like, yeah, before and after, one can now, think differently. I think there have been a couple people that got an MBA because of us.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's even true. Lagos Business School should be giving me like this referral thing.
To be very
They
honest,
really should. But I think we've helped people to be comfortable with hard things, I think.
I hope so.
I hope so
I'm still
anyway.
trying to be
And
comfortable with hard things.
yeah. And I think we've motivated people.
That's good.
So I think I know we say this like every time we do a milestone thing like this, but I really think that history would be kind because of what we set out to achieve. I hope it will.
I hope so
I
too.
hope it will
Don't go and
because
take one episode. You're not going to put there. Look at this
exactly this
second
piece of
just.
shit. Or maybe when you're not running for president now, we have to be dealing with all the
Nah.
stuff we
See, if
said.
I run for president,
We're pulling the episodes everywhere.
it will which pulling? Pulling what?
I mean, but I think I genuinely think that the legacy would be good. I think it's been good. I think it's been positive. I think Road to 30 has been a net positive. We've journaled our periods. It's not just podcasting for podcasting. I find myself saying that a lot now in pitches with some people, but it's like
Ushi.
it's never just been podcasting for podcasting. It's been talking to make a difference. And I
Yeah,
think we have.
done that.
And I hope maybe by 40 I'll get that J Wagon. So that
Maybe
I
you
would
get it before then, Sif.
maybe, who
I'm
knows?
winking at you, Lewis.
Maybe I'll get
But you
my J
can't
Wagon.
see it because my glasses is on.
Maybe, but yeah, I think that's the legacy I want to leave. Like, I think we've left behind. I think even something like Tank Top Finance,
Abi?
starting that, anytime somebody
Tank top
write,
finance by an IT that does not wear tank top no more.
I still do on when
Just
we
was
have
inside
those
his
meetings.
house.
Yeah, just in my house. I think whenever people write in and say, "Oh, thanks to you guys, you mentioned this, I've been able to save this and all that kind of stuff," I think it's good. I think that's a good legacy. I think we've done well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I finish my story?
Wait, how much time do we have?
How much time do we have? Oh,
5.
5. Okay, let's just do our song recommendations. Maybe next week.
Okay. I mean, it's 250. I feel a bit emotional now because the reality of the fact that we're about to that this won't last forever is starting to hit. But I'm grateful that we got to 250, guys. If someone had
Same.
said this was possible, I wouldn't even have known that it was possible.
I'm
But
happy to.
yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful for what we've done. I'm grateful how far we've come. I'm grateful to everyone who has, seen us through, like that has helped us. There's so many people
Mm-hmm.
along the way.
Even we're grateful to
Um,
you guys because you guys
yeah,
are
I was
part
going
of
to
the
add.
journey.
I'm grateful to them as
How many
well.
have we done here? 8?
8.
9?
Is it that much?
I think so. 240. Was it
Ah,
243 we started here or something?
oh, it was about that.
Yeah, 7 out of 250. What's that in percentage? Like
That's not bad.
1%, 2 points. It's not bad though. You
Yes.
guys are a part of our story.
So yes, they definitely are. I'm very grateful to them as well because they have other things that they're doing,
Yeah.
and they spend their time sitting in listening to us yap
Yapo. And
all
helping us
day.
put the cameras and the mics and
You
the sound.
understand? So
8.
it's a lot of work,
Jesus
and
Christ.
I'm
We've
very,
done
very
8 episodes
grateful.
with you guys. That
8.
is insane. Let me check what that is statistically. That is that's 3%. Damn.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
So thank you guys so much. Really,
Thank
really
you.
grateful.
We're
Thank you
grateful.
to
Yes,
Spotify.
thank you to Spotify
I
for making
can't
this happen too.
for making it happen as well.
I don't
Thank you
think
to Alex,
which Alex?
Sir Alex,
Okay, Sir Alex,
Josh.
Josh.
He
Yes.
has been a huge part of the podcast. He's done our
Yes. Oh my god.
Alex. Look at that though. So you
The
see now who is
crazy
your
thing?
friend.
Alex is such a good friend.
He is.
When I told him
He's
about my BP
he
thing, he
yes.
said, "Big man, let's hang out so we can just talk and let it out."
Oh.
And I'm like,
He's an
I
amazing
can't pay
person.
for that, man.
He's an
That
amazing
is
person, and he has done so much to help us throughout like the duration of the podcast. He helps with our graphics and things like that. He really has put in the work with us, and there are just so many. I think Millicent's
there's so many people that we can thank,
so many
but
people. I think
yeah.
Millicent is Isaac's cousin and my friend. She's pretty much the one that really helped
She
in
brought this together.
helping bring this together. And yeah, so many other people, our managements, our
Yes, our parents
parents,
who and all the people who
siblings, and
I'm
friends,
telling you,
all the people that helped us in our live show,
and our guests,
our guests, and of
everybody
course,
that's ever said yes or spread the words of the podcast anyway.
because we see a bunch of you doing that all the
Yes,
time,
thank
just
you.
talking about the pod to so many people. Thank
Yes.
you, and yeah, thank you. Most
Yeah,
importantly,
you guys that tune in
you that you're listening
weekly to
all the
listen to
time.
Isaac here, Dolly here.
Even if you
Wow.
have only just listened to one episode, if even if this is your first one,
Yeah, thank
very
you.
grateful.
Song recommendations. Let's jump before they will kick us out.
Yes.
Should I go first?
Um.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So these songs, they are usually like stuff. So I have a playlist that I make every month
Okay,
where, as I'm listening to music
you're
during
putting
the
it there.
month, I'm putting maybe music that like I either want to hear again or like I'm really enjoying and I now want to hear for the rest of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't. What was my last one? Because sometimes I don't be
Where's the love? So glad we met and Wandamo. That
okay.
was actually by Burna Boy and the band.
That's not the one I'm talking about
No,
though.
I know,
Oh, there's
like,
another one.
yeah,
Love is a Losing Game by Amy Winehouse.
yeah, that's a jam.
Say Yeah by a girl called Nelia. Her name is spelled Mnelia.
Okay,
And okay, actually I even have two more, but give me a
okay.
second. I wanted to check if this other one I was about to recommend
It's on
was
streaming platforms.
no, it's on streaming,
Okay,
but I didn't know if it was already on our okay, I don't think it is. Hold On to Me by Lauren Diago.
okay,
And so the last one I want to recommend, I heard this like maybe a few days ago.
okay.
Um, it's called Nwoke
Bye,
Esike. Oh
bye,
God, I'm not able. Bracket interlude.
bye. Fino.
By Fino, featuring
mm,
Hush Puppy.
mm,
I think the
mm,
advice
mm,
it was Hush
mm,
Puppy that
mm.
was giving the advice.
It
Yeah,
was from prison.
I thought the advice was really good. I thought that it was very
I
important
don't
for
want to
people
listen
to
to a
hear.
damn thing that comes out of his mouth.
Why?
I don't know. I just felt like that would be good to say.
No, no. Sometimes it's good to hear from people like Hush Puppy because they've been
Why?
there.
I
Come
mean,
on,
yeah.
he gave good advice and he was right. Like he's experienced what it was to be
Mm,
up here, with the
mm,
bad things that he was doing. He's paying
mm-hmm,
for his crimes, and I
mm.
can't hold him to that because he's paying for it.
His pain is
And I
juice.
think what he's saying is good because all of us that were here that watched Hush Puppy on Instagram and
Mm,
saw everything, like to hear him say that, bro, like just stick to your hustle
yeah.
and do was I think it's good. I
I
think
would
it's good to hear from
I would
someone
take
like
him more
him.
seriously if he returns all the money they didn't seize.
I don't know about
I
returning the
stand on
money,
that.
but
If
he's
not,
paying for
because
his
it
crimes.
it, it
So
doesn't change a thing. It's like saying that I can steal 16 billion and then do 2 years and come out
he's
and
not
give
doing
you
two. Is
advice.
it 2 years he's doing?
No, but I'm just saying relative. Anyways, my
Anyway,
song recommendation, but wait, it was good advice. It's
good
just
advice. Really
biases.
good advice.
So my song recommendations: New Day by Jay-Z and Kanye off of Watch the Throne.
Hmm.
I really love that song. And then Fireboy, Change Your Life. And we have come to the end of episode 250. Thank you to everybody that has made this possible. Thank you to our people. Thank you to everybody that
Yes.
listens. Please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Tickets for our show would be out on the 1st of November. We hope to see you guys on the 1st of December. If you work with any brand that would still like to sponsor a very fantastic podcast, let us know. And we'll be seeing you guys next week. So we can go and eat our cake now. Bye.